morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We up in here.
Oh, that sounds good.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just happy vibes, right?
It's Thursday, man.
We worked hard, man.
Yeah, we worked hard.
This week.
It's almost Friday. Happy almost Friday day. You know what I'm saying?
This gives me Laney vibes.
9 a.m.
It is very Laney vibes.
It is March the 20th, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. To the people all over the world, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
That was
Wow, that was
really sad.
I mean, we set a vibe and
real.
ended it in 17 seconds. Now we're gonna do it for another 17 seconds. We didn't learn our lessons.
We'll extend this later in the day.
We want to set a vibe for 34 seconds. That's how we're gluttons for punishment. We only want to give you happy vibes 17 seconds at a time. These increments are in low dosage so that you don't get overwhelmed. That's all that is. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to all of my people all over the world. What are y'all into? What are y'all up to? What's going on with y'all? It's wide open up in here. See, it went off again. It's terrible. Don't ever.
I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, get
We'll extend it.
that out of here, bro.
We're gonna extend it.
Get that thing out of here.
No, it's
that is
I'm sad.
you know what I'm saying? Get us something that's gonna stay here for a minute. You know what I mean?
At least a minute.
At least a minute. 17 seconds is just trashola. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Go ahead,
Ooh.
Go ahead, Timmy.
Ooh. That feels like something like. Whoa. That feels like something. Yeah.
The Lord is here, brother.
Yeah. Knock, knock, the Lord is here. Make it clear. Have no fear. We in here. We can do this every single day. Y'all know it's wide open anyway. Salute to all my guys and girls that's listening from around the world. Y'all know it's me with the yellow glasses at 10 a.m. The class is in session. Y'all know that we trying to give blessings. Relieve the stress of all the stressing. Relieve the chest of all your stressing. And any emotional like cop wrestling. Y'all know the deal. Knock you out like Holyfield. We in a holy field.
Hey.
Take your spirit, make it yield.
Yo.
Y'all know we top bill. Y'all know exactly how we feel. Now that my brain is rested, we coming back. Please don't test it. Y'all know that I keep it light. But if you try to come, I will keep it tight. Yeah. With the left, I will give you the right. Y'all know if it's dark, it's bright. I smile, freestyle just for a while. Y'all know that y'all my pals. If you like it, then just say ow. Now I switch to a Kanye verse and start talking like we gon' just curse. But not with the language. I might give you some Spanglish. Como se dice? What's up with your niece?
Okay.
What's up with my nephew? My sobrino? Your sobrina. Y'all know that I come with the. Okay, I gotta stop.
Hey, that was so good.
3:59. What's up? Good morning, New Jersey. It's roll call. Roll call. Roll call for all of y'all. Roll call. Roll call. Roll call for all of y'all. I said roll call. Roll call. Roll call for all of y'all. Where you at, like? Where you at, Clay Center?
Where you at?
Malaysia in the house, just in it.
What's up? What's up?
Connecticut, Detroit, Scarborough, Canada, Chicago, yeah. What's up, Lamarque, Texas? Let's get it in. Louisville, Kentucky, Savannah, Georgia. Oh, it's popping now. Mission Viejo, Huntsville, Columbia, South Carolina, Providence, Rhode Island, Easton, Massachusetts, Connecticut. Y'all going too fast. Beaverton, Oregon. Beaverton, Oregon. It's too much pressure. Anaheim, California. Arkansas City, Kansas. What? Omaha, Nebraska. Culpeper, Virginia. Seattle. Hawaii. Bakersfield. Vacaville. Stewart. Guthrie, Texas. Ontario, California. Back in the house. Omaha, Nebraska again. Okay, great. Orlando, Florida. My eyes are just landing on stuff. Sacramento, California. Philly. New Jersey. Colorado, Santa Rosa, California. Bushwick, Brooklyn, baby. Fargo, North Dakota. Let's go. Sacramento, Chesterfield, Virginia. Aretha in Abu Dubai. Abu Dubai, not Abi. Brandon, Mississippi.
From where you were.
Bromsgrove, UK. Denton, Texas. What's up, Kira? You know I love you. Antigua, the Liverpool brothers. Let's go.
Hey,
Chat going brazy.
right good.
UK gang rise up. Okay, let's go. Joliet, Illinois. Let's go, Joliet. Clarksville, Tennessee. Shreveport, Louisiana. Raleigh, North Carolina. Texas and Arkansas. Texarkana, right? Wouldn't that be Texarkana? Tanner, Alabama. Trinidad and Tobago. Albany, New York. Manhattan, Kansas. I didn't know there was a Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh, what up?
Michigan, Oregon. All the gins. Council Bluffs, Iowa. Merino Valley, what's up? Greenville, Belleville. Ann Arbor. Poland. Panama. What's up, Panama? Raleigh, Phoenix. Manhattan, Maine, Riverside, Glen Heights, North Kakalaka, Novi, Michigan, Mount Laurel, Jersey, Perrysburg, Ohio, the Carolinas, St. Catherine, Jamaica. What's up, Alron? I love you, bro. Livonia, Michigan. Okay, Livonia. Mansfield. Let's see, Georgeville. What is this? Germany. Let's go, Germany.
Alemania.
Wiesbaden, Hesse, Germany to be exact. Let's go. Barbados, Boise, Schenectady, Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's see. I think that, okay. Peoria, Illinois. Somebody said this is a Grand Theft Auto beat. I'm weak.
Slap it.
It is.
Slap it.
Austin. What's up, Austin? Houston. Yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto 4 for sure.
Want me to check it?
Oh,
You didn't have to, but-
We're going back.
The schizophrenia is crazy right now.
Shout out Hector.
That DJ's too touchy. DJ's way too touchy, bro.
DJ's a little freaky.
Oh, he said it.
No, I said freaky.
Oh, okay. Well,
Just rap to the beat.
I can't.
I don't know if I'm reading the top chat or the live chat. What's the? I don't even know how to do that. I'm
I
old.
think if you do live chat, it's gonna go super speed. No, because I just changed it.
Trenton, New Jersey. Midlothian, Texas. Shelby Township. Helena, Montana. What's going on? Fresno, California. 539 checked in live. So grateful that y'all are with us.
Locked in.
Thank you for locking in with us today. Listen, man. What we getting into first?
We can hit whichever one you want. We got the dirty airplane food, and then we
Oh,
got
that
the
was
OnlyFans hitters.
interesante. Hey, I read an article yesterday. Because I travel so much, I thought this was like very, very interesting. Flight attendants and aviation experts advise against consuming certain foods and beverages during flights to ensure passenger comfort and health. Now, before I read anything, flight attendants and aviation experts advise against consuming certain foods and beverages during flights, yet they serve these freaking food and beverages during
Say
flights.
that.
Make that make sense to me.
Crazy
No
stuff.
sense.
You caution against it, but at 30,000 feet in the air, this is what you provide?
Bruh.
That to me is just very, very weird. All right, so the tap water, including coffee and tea, airplane tap water, which first of all, doesn't sound like those two things go together.
Wait, I didn't know that was a thing because they usually have big water bottles that they,
Airplane tap water
Whoa.
used in preparing coffee and tea. They don't use bottled water to do that.
What a complete rip-off.
May come from water tanks that aren't regularly cleaned,
Complete rip-off.
posing potential health risk. former flight attendants recommend opting for bottled beverages instead. So, hey everybody, go buy Coffee Bean and Company. Go buy Starbucks. Go buy anything except don't even if you in first class. I'm a first classer. I know we like to think we're bougie, but if you order that coffee, it's coming from that water tank tap.
Susquehanna River.
I'm not sure you want that. I'm not sure you want some Trinity River water inside of your drink.
Ugh.
Okay, gas-inducing foods, because y'all know people can't hold their gas on a plane at 30,000 feet. The silent but deadlies,
Bro.
they go up exponentially. They go up. They have to go up 1,000,000%.
I let it out.
I know.
Your wife.
I know it's an arbitrary number. I'm telling you right now, it's 1,000,000%. 30,000 feet in the air, the silent but deadlies go up 1,000,000%. So if you're eating foods like onions, kale, beans, red meat, lentils, gluten, and broccoli, they can cause bloating. Due to cabin pressure changes, consuming these foods may lead to discomfort. Former flight attendants suggest avoiding such foods before and during flights because y'all gonna be letting out those poots. And those poots at 30,000 feet, there's nowhere to go. I get pissed.
Me too.
When I tell you instant anger, instant anger comes from my soul. It comes from the depths of Sheol. It comes from the freaking fires of Mordor, Juliana. Mordorian anger. The ring comes up, but then my anger comes up with the ring. And the four horsemen and the wraith literally... I start freaking air punching. I'm like, what the hell? Because nobody's going to freaking own it. That thing's going to waft all the way down the damn aisle.
Everyone's like...
That fart literally comes out of your butt, stands in the aisle, and just takes a walk down. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hey, how you doing? Hey, is that your nostril? Hey, breathe in real quick. Did you get that? That's broccoli. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the broccoli? Let me see if you're in, but you're in the aisle seat. Let's see if the guy in the middle. Do you like broccoli? Do you like butt broccoli?
Wow.
It's disgusting, fam.
I'm seeing them.
Yes, dude. And it goes in your nose, and that smell, came out of somebody's butthole. So the fact that it goes in your nostril, it is literally like the greatest violation of all time.
No, for real.
Because that gas was in your body. Now it's in my nose. Now it's in my lungs. That's an invasion. That's a violation, dog.
It's borderline a molestation.
It's not molestation. It's a violation.
It's a violation.
You have been nasally violated. I've never said it before.
Wow,
Mark it down.
That's a thing.
You've nasally violated me. And who needs that?
Not me.
I don't need to be nasally violated. It's pissing me off even thinking about it. I shouldn't even got on this subject.
No, let's
I'm
get
not
back.
This is
laughing at
my
your pain.
fault.
I hope you know that.
I know you're not.
Okay.
You're just laughing at the visual I gave you of gas walking down the aisle.
Silent
but
but
it's
violent.
a thing. It is a silent but violent. It is a deadly. It is a silent but deadly medley. Because it's not just your gas.
It's really
it's mixing with other people's gas.
Oh God.
And that's what like so now there's 5 gases high-fiving each other in the damn aisle.
Flight privilege.
Violating people's nasal
gosh.
passages.
It is pretty
Well,
crazy.
not even that. When they take major dumps and leave the doors open.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, I was on a plane where the door was kind of finicky. I don't think they meant to leave the door open. And
It was just
and I know
cracked.
who it was.
Oh.
I know who it was.
So when you looked at him, you were like, yo,
Yeah,
insides is
But
nasty.
I was shook because she was a small little petite woman. I'm
And
like,
she let out a death bomb.
She did.
6?
Yeah, 6. She dropped a 6.
Dumper.
Weapon of mass destruction.
What race?
I think she was Latina. I think.
What
She
kinda
looks
And
Spaniard.
what kind of Latina?
She looks Spaniard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to decipher what she eats.
Yeah.
Like frijoles vibes or no?
Yeah. Probably.
Like barbacoa, flour tortillas.
Ooh,
No.
Over.
Delicious.
Not that Mexican route. It was more like.
Like Venezuelan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Got it.
What is happening right now?
The different diets.
We're trying to decipher
Like-
the pungent.
And what has happened? Whoa! Like, so
Whoa.
what about the Venezuelan diet is making y'all go ooh?
Would you say protein levels or what would you say?
No, that's I don't know what their diet is. I was just wondering if it was Mexican because Mexicans sometimes we be eating nasty food like fat barbacoa,
Tripas.
Mexican Coke with sugar. I'm just saying consuming all that, they can make that
I
restaurant.
mean,
get torn up.
Venezuelans eat a lot like Colombians, actually. We eat a lot of
Tapas.
soups, arepas. Yeah, tapas. We eat like Spaniards, I would say. Venezuelans and Colombians eat like Spaniards.
Okay.
It was like,
Is this making you
This is
all's
immersion.
boo boo
Yes.
toxic?
Well,
Maybe.
remember, let's go. And I'm not blame shifting. It's actually a good thing. It's a compliment. Your diet, you have shared that the farts don't smell. You have a very clean diet. I'm talking about some of us don't have a good diet and it's nasty down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, well, I would. You're Mexican. You eat like I would say frijoles, right? Frijoles.
Oh,
the
yeah, it's over.
tortillas, the
Y'all
meat,
see how many times I go to the restroom during this podcast?
No.
It's embarrassing.
No, you don't. You don't go that much.
What are you talking about? It's like at least 7 times today already. Once. I went once.
We're 16 minutes into the podcast. Hector's been to the restroom 7 times. There's no wonder why there's no toilet paper in that bathroom ever. It's all Hector.
We figured it out.
We figured it out.
I'm like, there's never toilet paper in there.
Hector is a chronic wiper.
Hey, Tim zelled me the other day to pay me for the month. I'm gonna send him back some money to cover
Yeah,
inventory.
I'm gonna start deducting toilet tax.
Toilet
Yeah, I gotta
That's
give Hector a
wild.
toilet tax.
no money, no
That's
caca.
wild. Oh my god.
All right,
I needed that laugh.
we
Thank
survived.
you guys.
We survived it.
we survived it.
Yes.
Okay, no. What? But we didn't get to the alcohol.
Got you. Some people be drinking.
Yeah,
Faded. Getting
they be
faded.
drinking. They be drinking.
Okay, babe.
All right, alcohol is a diuretic effect, has a diuretic effect, leading to dehydration and increased intoxication due to cabin pressure changes. A Delta pilot advises passengers to limit alcohol consumption during flights. By being mindful of these recommendations, passengers can enhance their in-flight comfort and well-being. Listen, when I hear people getting Bloody Marys when they get on the plane, 6 a.m.
Wow.
I've been on a red-eye flight, and it's like
Tomato juice that early from a can
high in sodium,
with
Ooh,
beer or
good Lord.
vodka.
and then you got tequila in it or vodka or ooh,
Ooh, that makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
Dios mío.
Coming from someone who used to consume alcohol, it helps you in the morning with the hangover.
Okay, let's start our first honesty poll. Do y'all be pooting on planes? That's all I want to know.
I don't.
We got the poll en route, folks. Get ready.
I can't do it.
Me neither. I can't poop just anywhere either. I can't.
Oh, I can't poop anywhere. My body is trained.
Yeah.
My body knows. We don't. We will.
We're not safe.
We will turn
Like-
into survivalists.
Yep.
Because what we ain't gonna do
Yep.
is be somewhere where we have to doo.
Yep.
It has to be an emergency.
Yeah.
If
Yep.
it's an emergency,
Yep.
and then when I have to go to a public restroom, I turn into the janitor.
Yeah. You clean up after yourself.
What? No. I clean up before I,
Oh yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Or I will
Before
have
and
to
after.
hover.
Yep.
and it like there's a whole. I'm
Yep.
too OCD for that.
Same.
Yeah, I'm too OCD for
Same.
that.
But I'm like, you're lucky because I always have to sit. I have to like create this little toilet. They don't have toilet seat covers.
Yeah,
to create this little fort.
Yeah.
It's toilet fort.
Did you say a fort?
Yeah.
I have to create a beachhead
Yeah. I'm like, my skin cannot touch.
so that I can storm the front entrance of the toilet. I get it. I absolutely get it. And they don't have lids. This is one of the ways that you don't let it,
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean, give you that nuclear mushroom.
Right.
But they don't have lids on the toilets.
Yep.
That's
You
how
know-
that funk just walks around all day doing cartwheels.
Not cartwheels.
It
Not
does.
cartwheels.
It does cartwheels.
I have to say the thing that I got you that
Okay.
that irritates me the most is the little cracks in the bathrooms though. I don't know if the men's have it.
Oh.
It pisses me off because even when I pass by, I can see like people and I'm like they can probably see me and
Listen.
I feel violated.
Okay, so this is how I handle business. because I was in a restroom on Saturday that had a big gap right here, and there is a sink right in front of that gap with a mirror. Right?
Yep.
Are you ready for what I do in situations like this?
What do you do?
I look straight through the freaking gap. I want you to make eye contact with me.
Why?
I want you to.
Why?
First of all, I'm looking for my own safety, right?
Right.
If you use that reflection to look my direction, don't think you just about to catch me with my head down in labor. I'm looking back at you like, hey, dog.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm tracking. Okay.
You're not just got to
You can
look in
identify
there and get that reflection and just be like, oh, that dude's crapping like crazy. No, I'm going to be in there like,
Right.
yeah, nigga, I'm in here. What's the problem? Like straight gaze, like, oh. And and anytime it happens, oh, God. I'm like, nigga, mind your business. What are you doing?
Just with your eyes like wide open.
Yeah,
like
why?
that.
And they're like, oh, God. They get on my nerves, man.
Yo,
Oh, same, bro.
Yo, the
same.
urinal small talk is a wild, crazy thing too. Like, don't even talk to me.
Yeah, we can't talk here. 63% not never. 63% they never. We're not doing it.
Not never.
I have before, not gonna lie. Well, yeah, it only happens to me on international flights. It's 17 hours. You know what I'm saying? If I don't catch that cycle right, then I'm gonna have to. But the bathrooms are a little better. You time it, but let me tell you something. The funkiest planes are the 17-hour trips.
Internationals.
Because you're gonna eat 3 times. You eat dinner, then they give you a snack, and then you have breakfast before the plane lands. Like a direct flight from DFW to, when I tell you the gas that is passed on a 17-hour flight, you better get that blanket, put it over your head, cause you about to hit that. It's about to be toxic.
Oh, God. Now
All
I
right.
don't want to fly anymore.
I'm just gonna start driving that way. When I want to poot, I just crack the window. All right. Potty humor out of the way.
All right.
It was a real thing, though.
Yeah, for real.
It was a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So peep game. I thought this was very, very interesting. Several female celebrities have turned to OnlyFans, earning substantial incomes by sharing exclusive content with subscribers. For instance, I'm not going to say these names. They have made millions on the platform, leveraging their expertise in different areas of adult entertainment. However, this venture isn't without potential drawbacks. There is an actress and OnlyFans creator who experienced a personal incident where her 13-year-old daughter accidentally discovered her explicit photos due to a technical mishap. The technical mishap is that your daughter's on social media. The person addressed the situation openly, highlighting the challenges of balancing such a career with family life. Other stars have expressed caution regarding joining platforms like OnlyFans. Despite their success, they warn young women about the enduring nature of online content and advises careful consideration before entering the adult industry, emphasizing that the internet's permanence can lead to future regrets. Anything else on the scroll? These examples underscore the importance of weighing both the financial benefits and potential personal consequences when celebrities choose to engage with platforms like OnlyFans. There have been so many reports of women who have made millions of dollars and then completely regret that they did it at all. Like they would rather not even have made the millions of dollars due to the psychological impact and effect it has on them long term, due to what happens when they end the career and want to pivot. It's just we make sex and sexuality gratuitously in our culture, we make it seem so attractive. The pros and the cons, we ain't talking about those pros and those cons. We talk about those pros. Ain't nobody talking about these cons though. And these cons are real. Like real. So I just thought that was interesting. I know people that came out of the adult industry. I know people that were in the adult film industry came out. We've had a lot of OnlyFans models reach out to us in our DMs on Instagram, asking for prayer, telling us that a piece of the content that they came across really blessed them, and you know they feel the overarching communication that I get from the models that interact with our content is that they feel alone and their families have shunned them. And so for all of this sexual freedom that we all claim we want, right? We don't want nobody ever telling us about our sex life. We don't want nobody ever telling us about our sexual expression. There are psychological effects to freedom. Everything that we think is free ain't free. It's costing somebody something. It might be costing her daughter from this story. It might be costing her daughter shame and ridicule. Because what if her daughter found that content, her teenage daughter, you don't think teenage boys are going to figure out that that's her mama? So everything that you think is free ain't free.
And also that lady, I'm like, she's old now.
Everybody gets old.
Right, but I'm like,
we went to go where when was this? Who was with me? I don't think it was Hector. Hector, did we was it you and I that wound up going to this store to try to find something for one of our comedy shows?
I don't think I did that with you.
It was like a flea market that's in the Denton Square.
I didn't do that with you.
Okay.
No.
I forgot who it was. Anyway, we wound up at this flea market that's in Denton Square, and this place has cassettes and CDs and VHS tapes and knives and nunchucks, and like it's the most random place of all time. But we saw they had Playboy magazines, vintage Playboy magazines from the 70s. And I was like, that's somebody's grandmama in there.
yeah.
Crazy word.
Also, it's giving Spencer's. Sounds like Spencer's.
This is Spencer's dad.
Spencer Senior.
This is yeah. This is Douglas. This is not even Spencer. It's Douglas. And this is a good stat. Thanks for bringing this up. As of 2025, OnlyFans has experienced significant growth with over 305 million registered user accounts.
Crazy.
Gender distribution. Approximately 79% of monthly traffic to OnlyFans comes from male viewers, with the remaining 21% from female viewers. As if there's another gender.
Wow.
Like the way they set this up, approximately 79% of monthly traffic to OnlyFans comes from male users, with the remaining 21%, catch this, from giraffes. Like what
Jeffrey.
Like what was it gonna
Jeffrey.
say? What was it gonna say beside male users? Of course it's female users. With the remaining 21%, catch this guys, from a rare breed of Shih Tzu.
Not a dog.
It's very, very interesting. Didn't know they were into OnlyFans. It's such a dumb thing. Age distribution. The majority of users are young adults between 18 and 34, accounting for over 60% of the user base.
Scary.
The content creators, around 70% of OnlyFans creators are female, while the approximately, get this, 29% are silverback gorillas.
Is that Trevor?
Who would have known? Who would have known? Silverback gorillas are making a killing on OnlyFans. No, 29% are male. Earnings vary widely, and probably wildly as well among creators.
Oh yeah.
Hey. While the average creator earns about $180 monthly, top performers earn significantly more. Okay, let's pause.
Millions.
Okay, we know that there's some that make millions and millions and millions. Others are devaluing themselves for $180 a month,
Crazy.
hoping that they become. I mean, this is basically adult YouTube, right? Like, I'm trying to become the best content creator in this field. Well, you know, everybody ain't gonna be Mr. Beast, right? And so if anybody ever gets monetized at all, they're getting that $11 hitter. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They're getting that $35 check from YouTube. Like, hey, he has the people watching. Good job. Here's $35. Keep up the good work. 180. You have sold yourself out for $180. Top earners. I won't say these names again. After earning $43 million in, yes, Juliana.
No, the second name. I was like, I didn't know.
She's on there.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, What?
But I'm not going to say any of these names. After earning $43 million in 2024, this person is projected to surpass that figure in 2025, with estimates reaching $60 million. And that individual, from what I've read up on in some interviews, she's a virgin.
Wait,
But she just puts her body on display.
the second one?
No, the first one.
Oh, okay,
What would it
Yep.
say?
yeah.
The rapper and model earns this other person earns $30 million annually. This other person, which makes me want to vomit in my mouth a little bit, earns $30 million a year. She's still wet behind the ears. It literally puts a little chunky vomit in my esophagus. Ooh. These figures highlight the substantial financial opportunities available on OnlyFans for creators with significant followings and unique content. Ooh.
I thought it was just crazy, like looking at the audience that engages with us compared to the OnlyFans. It's just crazy that, you know, we have 70% female are watching Upset the World content, and then our highest number is 25 to 34.
Yep.
That we are like the young adults.
Yep.
Are attracted to us.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
What we do, it's young adult ministry basically.
Yeah.
And we're just at defying opposites right here with OnlyFans. Apparently, it's crazy. It's crazy to see.
I mean, ooh,
And
Lord
Tim,
have mercy.
to kind of go back on what you're talking about when it comes to the finances, I was watching this. Sorry,
No, it's
I
just
know.
I'm an empath,
Yeah.
and so this thing just
you feeling it?
it courses through me.
Talking about the money. There's this comedian in Austin, and he just interviews OnlyFans girls. That's his whole thing. So I said, let me listen to one. Let me hear what it would sound like to hear the depth of an OnlyFans model. Just talk. And she was saying a lot of herself and a lot of her coworkers, the main thing, it does become a money thing. Obviously, it's not exciting sexually from her experience. What she said, it's like, I made 200 grand last month. This month, I want to make 250. And they become little CEOs of their own businesses. And something that I had learned listening to that pod is, okay, so they're getting money hungry, they're getting excited. It is essentially their startup small business, right? They become a business. And then I didn't know there's a ton of agencies now. You know how like there's agencies that'll reach out that try to connect with you to get you connected with other talent or get you brand deals. That is a whole thing just for OnlyFans models. Agencies that manage
Crazy.
multiple OnlyFans girls. And I'm like, y'all are pimps.
They are.
Internet pimps.
Do you know one of the things that helped me, and I'm not saying this works for everybody, but one of the things that helped me break my porn addiction was listening to interviews of porn stars, because it humanized them.
There you go. Yes.
And once they were humanized, it's very difficult to re-objectify them. Even if they're talking reckless.
Right.
It's like the video is a performance that you're watching, right? And you are accepting the lie that they're giving you. But when you hear them talk, at least for me, it humanized them to the point that it was just like, oh my God, that's And then the Holy Ghost, one of the things that the Holy Ghost hit me with, as I was like working on my freedom from pornography, was if they were to knock on your door right now, you wouldn't want to have sex with them. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. It'd be a whole different, out of fantasy into reality. It would. They're not even the object of my desire. So anyway, there it's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
It's a lot. Oh. Lord, I just pray for every adult entertainer in the adult industry, in the porn industry. They are not too far from you. The only difference between many of them and us, prior to us coming to a relationship with you, is that they have a camera in front of them and there was no camera in front of us. And a lot of us were hoeing and being promiscuous. It was just no camera in front of us and a clip that lives on for seemingly eternity. God, I pray that where there has already been a seed planted, that it would be watered and that it would bring forth increase for people that are in the middle of the dark, have never heard the gospel. I pray they run across somebody at the store, a piece of content on social media, an encounter with a family member. Holy Spirit, I just pray that you would lead people that we assume are lost forever to you in a way that gives you glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, I feel better. I'm such an emo. I'm such an empath. I can't help it.
Can we just say that we have broken the Instagram curse, bro? You are at 756,000 followers, bro. The Be a Man clip went brazy for the Lord.
Did it really?
76,000 likes.
I gotta.
Does it tell you how many views it is on the web, or do you have to look on the phone? What does that say?
832,000?
Hey, the Lord loves us, bro. Can we watch it real quick?
If you want to.
Can we react to you while you're here?
That's crazy, bro.
I'm trying to find it. 1 second. Sorry. There we go. Boom. I want to see if it'll play it. It's so good. So yeah, this is 800K views, 76,000 people double tapped this video. Is it playing it?
I don't hear it.
Do I exist? That's fine. Watch it in a little bit. Try to make it work.
Wow.
And on TikTok, you
Oh,
got
you somebody's
800.
business.
Hey, Jack.
You got it.
Hold on, Jack.
Let me look right in this camera and talk to man real quick. You're a dad. You have made your wife a mother. Let me tell you something. You do not get to say that you going to work is you being a father. That's you being a worker. You going to work isn't you being a husband. That's you being an employee of somebody's business. You would be that if you didn't have a wife and if you didn't have kids. So stop coming home from work and making your wife and your kids feel like you going to work was you being a father and you going to work was you being a husband. Because that's not what you just did. You went to go work for wages. When you come home, you still need to be a husband. When you come home, you still need to be a father. Now, yes, you might be tired. I've been tired. Yes, you may be emotionally drained. I've been emotionally drained. Take the time that you need to reset and then give your wife some undivided attention and give your kids some undivided attention. Nobody's asking you to clock back in for 8 hours. Ain't nobody trying to be inconsiderate. But don't come home and then have your phone in your hand and can't make eye contact. Don't come home and give your wife 2 sentences about your entire day. Maybe you don't want to talk about work. Talk about your feelings. I'm just saying, ain't nobody gonna be giving out no certificates and no ribbons and no crowns for you going to work. You giving that man 12 hours and giving your wife 2 minutes and want her to be appreciative? Man, stop. Let me look right in this camera and talk to men real quick. You're a
Lord
dad.
Jesus.
You have made.
I made a mistake by going on Facebook and reading the comments last night.
Walk us through it.
There's a lot of men that are like, what's this dude trying to tell me how to live my life and blah, 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 and talking about emotions. And, oh, you want us to talk about our feelings? Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have a dad.
Yeah. Dude,
Yep.
so.
That's the reaction of a dude that doesn't have a dad.
And the comment section of the women and the men who are identifying and doing their work were like, bro, you don't get it. There's single men and there's women on there saying like, that's probably the reason why you're single.
Absolutely.
You know?
Or divorced.
También.
Or that your wife wants to leave you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there were DMs where they were sharing that these men were convicted.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, I need to do better.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Good.
Oh my gosh, I screenshotted one. Oh, may I read it?
Of course.
Oh, dude, wow. Okay, cool.
Now, Tim, you tell me, like, if men were doing their work right, like if they just followed the simple instruction in that video, right?
Yep.
That's probably the attack on a big part of the attack towards girls that think they have to go and do OnlyFans, go and do porn. Be a good man, bro. These women don't trust you, bro.
Hey, so there's a physiological study that was done. I think I've mentioned this before, probably not on Wide Open, but I think I've mentioned it before, maybe on a basement episode with somebody. But there was physiological research that shows that a girl who has a loving father develops slower than a girl that doesn't have a dad or whose dad doesn't show her attention.
Wow.
Physiologically, they develop later.
Wow.
Their body doesn't bloom
Wow.
because at a physiological level, they don't need the attention of another man because they're getting it from their daddy.
Yes.
So they don't think about boyfriends like that. They don't think about. They're just like, I'm good. I already got a man that loves me, so I don't need the attention of nobody else. The body's not even looking for the attention.
Sheesh.
You see how these young girls. Now, some people just develop differently, so it's not like this science, right? But there is physiological evidence that proves that a girl who is loved by her father, physiologically and psychologically, it ain't checking for a man. The body's not trying to get the attention of a man, and the mind is not trying to get the attention of a man because they already got the attention of a man.
That's good.
So I don't know if we would have these people being the top performers in the porn industry, in OnlyFans, if they already had the attention of a man that loved them. Because my wife got a dope body, but she gets all my attention. She ain't trying to show everybody else her body. Right. She just needs the standing ovation of one. She don't need the standing ovation of many. She don't need 10,000 likes. She don't need a live chat going, oh my God, that booty. So
Yeah.
She already got enough from me. So I'm just saying.
Tim, so this was Instagrammed to your DM.
Okay.
So it says, Tim, I'm new to your show and I'm new to you. I know you get so many messages and may not see this, but I need some of your guidance. I am the person who was not ready to love someone the way that they needed to be loved.
Wow.
She gave me so many chances and she was patient in allowing me to change. She did what was right for her and I'm not angry at her.
Yeah.
I am the person that had to be let go so she can begin her growth and journey of joy because of all the pain and dis-ease I have caused. I am repenting.
Good.
I'm doing my best to find grace for myself and not let my guilt torment me day in and day out. I see all the great advice you give to the women that need to let go, but can you help guide the person that was let go?
Yep.
I can't be mad for not knowing what I didn't know. Forgiving myself has been the toughest. I'm taking accountability day by day, and I see where I have failed, and I have trouble finding grace and forgiving myself.
Got you. All right. So, and that was a DM on Instagram?
That was a DM that was impacted by this clip and was like, yo, I dropped the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure after this show that you pull that up so I can I want to do a voice comment back to bro.
Bet.
Yeah. Yeah. There's when you're the man that first of all, the self-awareness, kudos, right? You just have to own it. You got to own that you messed that up. And obviously it's case by case. But the forgiveness of self is how you move on and how you ensure that it doesn't happen again. But I'm telling you, some people don't wake up till they lose it all. I see too many people in relationships that try to keep it like I'm going to save this marriage and I'm going to save this relationship and I'm going to do everything that I can to make it right. And it's like, nah, they're not going to learn till they lose you. You keep taking them back. That's not how they're going to learn. They're going to learn as soon as you let them go. And I'm not talking about we broke up for 6 months and then he learned to nah, he has to lose you, period. Hope he took pictures. Hope he took it for the gram, because that's all he gets. Hope she took it for the gram. That's all she gets. Because this ain't just one-sided. This ain't all men. I know that clip was for men, but this ain't all men. This women as well. Sometimes, homeboy, she not gonna learn her lesson till she loses you. You gotta move on. You can't keep going through this cyclical thing where you keep taking her back. You gotta chunk deuces. That's the only way she gonna learn her lesson. I lost the man that treated me right. Because you couldn't get over the trauma from these clowns you used to be with. So now a good man comes, you don't know how to treat him, but he loved you so much, he keep trying to make it work, keep trying to make it work, keep trying to make it work. And finally, he just got to be like, all right, girl, because there's another one coming. I bet you there's another one coming. Don't ever think you so fine, ain't another one coming. Somebody will leave you. And you will be trolling 6 months from now talking about she don't even look as good as me, but she don't get that nigga no drama either. She don't get that man no drama either. That's why he chunk deuces to you with your fine self. Fine and broken. There's a lot of vintage cars that look good in the showroom, but you can't drive it down the street. So yeah, nah. Bro trying to take a road trip. Bro ain't trying to just sit in a parked car all day. That don't go nowhere, but isn't she a beauty? Nah, we don't need that trophy stuff. Take the hair off, take the lashes off, take all that Fashion Nova off. Your little waist trainer, titties pushed up, BBL. Oh, you got it all external. On the inside, you dead man's bones. You got more brokenness than glass. So don't nobody want to be with that. I'll go find somebody that ain't got on no makeup, plain face, rocking their real hair. I don't care if it can't grow 3 inches. Taper that thing up, mug. You'll look like a queen from Wakanda. In my eyes, I'll take that before I take drama. Just because you cute. Ain't nobody that cute. Cute gets left. I'll leave cute. I will leave cute. You hear me? I will leave cute. I will leave a dime. I will get change for 7 cents. I will leave a dime alone for peace. I'll take a 6 and have peace and take a dime and have drama. Just because you look cute, no matter which side of your profile you take your pictures on, girl, please, better stop playing. I'll take a woman from Wakanda with no makeup and a bald head. Hear me, a bald head, razor bald.
And gorgeous.
And
What?
Gorgeous.
What?
Yeah.
You got, man, please.
That's good.
So I'm just saying, because a lot of times these dudes, you know what I mean? You catch a baddie and it's like, I got to make this work. Not at the expense of you getting mistreated.
Yo.
Not at the expense of her jealousy. Not at the expense of her anger. Not at the expense. I had a homeboy date a real fine girl, but she was throwing D batteries at his head. Nah, cute would get left. I'll leave cute. You can't hit me in the head with an iron. I will leave you. With your fine self. You will get left. I just need to say that. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Because these girls like to manipulate with their looks and their body and their sensuality and your sexuality. Yes, that's mesmerizing and all that kind of stuff. Except when you become a disciplined man and you become a real focused man, please, ma. Everybody got titties. Stop playing. Everybody got a booty. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Don't think you're the only one out here. There's somebody out here that will respect me. There's somebody out here that will not talk to me crazy when I get home. There's somebody out here that will not hold my past against me. There's somebody out here that won't try to, like, literally castrate me with their words just because they got triggered. And I don't care if I got to wait 3 more years. I'll find her. I'll leave you and go find her. Okay, now I think I'm done.
Hold on, that was definitely the next viral clip. So if you want to chat a little more context, ChatGPT, thanks so much. 3, 2, on you.
Shout out to 1100 in the chat. How about that? Shout out to 1100 in the chat. That's all I got to say. I'm just saying. I've left fine before.
There we go. We got the clip. Keep going, brother.
No, I've left fine before. I'll leave fine again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not. Just don't ever think, right? For the guy, you ain't got that much money. Your abs don't look that good. Your pectorals don't look that good. And for the girl, your booty ain't round enough for me not to leave you if you disrespect me. Your jealous streak is not attractive. If I go to Sprouts and come home and you was probably out with some hoe, keep on with that. If you've been hurt in the past, I have enough emotional intelligence to be like, it seems like you don't trust me. Have I given you a reason not to? No, but I'm just saying, there's no lock on my phone, ma. You need to go through it. What's the problem? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Keep that crap up for 6 months. I will leave you. You will get left. Ain't nobody got to deal with that. And that's what happens when you become secure in your manhood and you love yourself. A man that loves himself will not allow himself to be disrespected by a woman that he's actually trying to love. Ain't nobody got to stay with you. I'm sorry. That cat ain't that tight. Won't be. Vagina ain't that popping. There's another one. Like, sorry. So.
Is off. Oh, there we go. And same for women. Like, I don't care how much money you have. I will leave your ass.
Yeah, you'll get left. Yeah, you'll get left.
Because that's the thing with women. A lot of women stay with men for financial security.
Absolutely.
Like, nope. I'll go live in a closet if I have to until I can buy an apartment or rent an apartment.
There's not enough big D energy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You'll get left. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, I don't know who that's for. But I just, you know what I'm saying?
It's for a lot of them.
It's for a lot.
I don't know who I just don't want men to be out here thinking. You can't don't play yourself into thinking this is the finest that's ever going to be out here, and so you just got to get stepped on every day. Please.
Some guys are into that.
Some guys are into that, dude.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The low self-esteem,
Yeah.
Exactly,
and the whole you know, the whole gaslighting and then the way a woman will if she's witchy enough, the way she uses sex as a weapon, she weaponizes her sex and her sexuality.
Yeah.
For forgiveness.
Yeah.
For to make up.
Yeah.
She won't ever admit she's wrong, but she'll give you head. Nah, open your mouth another way. I'm gonna need to hear an apology.
Wow.
Don't nobody want no head.
That part.
What that mouth do? I need that damn mouth to apologize. That's what I need that mouth to do. I don't want no head. Apologize. Grow up. Don't arch your back. Turn around, face me, and face your consequence.
Yeah.
You know you was wrong. I need you to say it.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. I'm out here now.
Question for you real quick,
Yeah.
Tim. For the men that have been done dirty, right? There's situations and scenarios where they're still like latching on, whether it be like, oh, like pain shopping, like, man, she did this to me and this is what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, what do you say to those men that are still like sulking in the pain from their separation? How do they go about dealing with that on a day-to-day basis so they can find the next person? So they
Yeah,
can be attracted
absolutely.
to the next person.
Well, they like we talk about when we get into our second hour and we're talking to people, you got to integrate that negative reality. It can't stay out here as a feeling that you just keep revisiting. It's got to be fully integrated into your story. And you have to take responsibility for the ways that you allowed her to get away with this crap. You never nipped it in the bud. That's how you stayed in that for 3 years. Wow. That's why you're shell-shocked. So you have to actually admit, I did not value myself enough. Therefore, I let this person continue to disrespect me. And I took it for 3 years and just got used to it. I acknowledge that I taught her how to treat me. And once I finally stood up for myself, the relationship ended. The relationship was fractured, it dissolved or whatever. And I'm working on me now. I'm getting to the root causes of why I let that happen in the first place. And once that's healed, I will be able to enter into a new relationship where I don't allow that to take place. That's what that is. So, okay.
Thank you for sharing that, Tim. There's a lot of men that need to hear that.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I know we all been there and done that, but yeah, nah, man. Again, I'm telling you, I'll look fine in the face and I'll leave. Because I have.
Do you have a story time?
Story time? You want a story?
I want a story. Who was this lady that did this to you? And what was the name? Where'd you live? Where's she from? What she look like?
Not giving out no names.
I need to know something.
Yeah, not giving out no names.
You got to throw me a
He
bone.
said I need
But
to know.
yeah, I'm not giving out no names, but I did not allow I remember this girl that I was in love with. And you got to understand, I've been like this before I got saved. So that's a disclaimer. I got like this before I got saved. Obviously, I didn't have the emotional intelligence or whatever, but I was never going to let nobody just. And so I was with this girl that I loved. I was just in love with this girl. And she was working at McDonald's and I used to drop her off at work every day. And she started cheating on me with the coworker.
Whoa.
Wow.
At McDonald's?
At McDonald's, her McDonald's coworker. I dropped her off and picked her up every day.
Oh, Tim.
So I broke up with her.
As you should.
And she lied to her mother about the breakup for 6 months.
Wow.
And every time her mom would ask, "Where's Tim? I haven't seen him in a while." "Oh, I saw him earlier," and da-da-da-da. But she never, because I got ghosts. They weren't gonna be like, "No, how you going?" I didn't sweat him. I don't check, bro. I checked her. It wasn't his responsibility to know that she was dating somebody. It was her responsibility to tell him. So I got no problem with bro. I don't care if bro saw me drop her off. She got the boundary to keep, not him. I ain't worried. I ain't got no. Dude gonna do what he want to. A girl gonna do what she want to. If they want to try to shoot their shot, they got to shoot their shot. I have the responsibility. Me, Tim, as a married man, I can't. Juliet can't stop no girl from trying to holler at me. I got to stop old girl from hollering at me. That's my assignment, not hers.
That's good.
She ain't got to keep no girls away from me. I keep these girls away from me. Okay? So she didn't hold her boundary, and it led to them starting to date each other.
Wow.
And I broke up with her. As soon as I found out, it was like, oh, stay with him then. Let that nigga pick you up from now on.
That part.
It was a wrap.
Yeah.
Bye. I was out.
Did you get a discount whenever you would, like, when y'all were dating and everything was cool? Did she, like, hook it up?
Nope, because I didn't eat there. That was her job.
Understood.
All good. You go to work.
Yeah.
You never pulled up.
You weren't getting a McFlurry or nothing.
I ain't coming up in there. My girlfriend works.
So 50% deal.
Machine broke. Machine was broke.
I got you.
always
You're my girl. I ain't got to mess with you on your job.
Yeah.
I'm the one dropped you off. I'm picking you up. We kicking it tonight. What's the problem?
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Now my Cali coming out. I'm like really Cali right now. So please, if this is too much. But anyway, so for 6 months, she lied to her mom, and then her brother finally told her mama they broke up. Her mom was so pissed.
They missed out on Tim Ross.
You let that boy. You let that boy get away.
She's punching air right now.
Where's she
Cute
at?
Katy Perry song.
Are you up to date with her?
She two-pieced her daughter. I don't
Dang.
agree with it. I don't agree with it. Like I
Boom,
don't.
bink.
I don't.
Two-piece, like,
Like
Like-
boom, back, bing.
Boom, bak, bing, bak,
Knock-
bing,
knock
bak,
that.
bam.
She.
UFC
Her brother
that
told
child.
me she popped her a couple of times.
dang.
I'm not. That ain't my business. But
I
it
mean,
but it happened.
I would be mad at my daughter.
If we lost to Tim Ross, I'd be
Yeah,
sad. I'm like,
I'd be
how did you mess
upset.
this up?
I'm kind of a catch.
You're cash,
Hey,
daddy.
know your value. Let's go.
Kind of a catch. I'm a good man. Julieta knows this.
Oh.
So anyway, okay, it's 10:01.
Oh.
Derek's all surprised.
Hey,
Whoa.
that's right, we wide open. You know we wide open. These phone lines are wide open. 10:02, 2 minutes after the 10 o'clock hour Central Standard Time. Literally 8:02 Pacific Standard Time. 11:02 Eastern Standard Time. Good afternoon, good evening, good night to the rest of the world. We are wide open. The phone lines are wide open. There is no question off limits. I might not have the answer, but I sure can contain you. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to get into. I don't care if it's sports. I don't care if it's politics. I don't care if it's relationships, whatever you want to get into. Even if you just want to call and get some encouragement. Maybe you're just trying to go through something and you just need some encouragement. It don't matter. We wide open right now. Who's our first caller?
We got Petal, the young savage, pulling up on us.
Hey, Petal.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in. It's good to see you.
Yeah. So, just want to say thanks for what you do. Definitely gives a lot of insights and everything, and super helpful. But really, just kind of wanted prayer
Okay.
and maybe just like a little bit of encouragement to how do you just keep going
Okay.
when it's really about to explode?
Okay.
Like to the breakthrough.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's there. I know that's a cliche term, but like I feel like it's there just from things I've been seeing and encountering in like the days and weeks leading up to an incident that happened between me and my husband just now 2 days ago.
Okay.
That was just kind of traumatizing, especially in front of our two boys. And where he said a lot of words that like never heard him say before type of deal. And then of course his threats. He does not do his work type of deal like you talk about how men should be doing.
Yeah.
So like my spirit always feels the animosity, and it is so hard for my flesh to die to that. So yeah, it's just kind of like just wanted prayer for that. Definitely talked with my pastor and his wife, and we definitely had, we have good conversations about it and prayed about it and everything. And, people are in our corner, but it's just kind of like, how do you keep going without quitting? Like I run marathons, and there's always a saying, like when you get to mile 25, you want to quit.
Right.
And it's like, it's 1.2 miles to go.
Yep.
I feel like I'm at that 1.2 to go, but I want to quit.
Yeah.
but I'm like, I'm right there. So it's like, just keep pushing and then you can breathe a little.
Yep.
So like, yeah, it's like, I've read a lot of the scriptures that say kind of what to do. And one that kind of like put me in check was, I think it was in Colossians, I was reading literally Saturday, where it says, live at peace with one another. And I was like, that's not me and my husband. I was like, no, that was my flesh.
Right.
And I was like, but I'll do it, God. But you're going to have to help me do it. Because right now my flesh wants to take over. So you're going to have to come and meet me across the line to do it until my flesh wants to come back and do it. And then, and then it was literally like on point. The sermon Sunday was like right in line with what I was feeling. And I was like, ouch.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just kind of, just want a prayer for that, because it's really hard and it makes me sad and mad just to kind of see what's going on, that it's like I'm in tune with kind of what he's dealing with, and it's like I have this answer for him, and it's like if you watch somebody want to just go drive off a cliff and you're yelling at them, screaming, and be like, turn around. That's how I feel.
Understood.
And so it makes me mad and sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you just sit back and like just keep pressing?
Yeah, for sure. So
and like I said, I'm not perfect. I probably provoked some of the situation leading to it, but I know there's more than just the human flesh side of it right now.
Absolutely.
Like, there is way more than that.
Absolutely. So I really do feel, first of all, thank you so much for calling and allowing me to process this with you. I love you. This, like, even the picture you showing me where you are right now is like the perfect prophetic picture of what you have to do. And that is 2 words: brace yourself. You even got your seatbelt on. Just brace yourself. Somebody that's prepared for the impact or the collision is better suited to survive it than somebody that's not. Right? The person that has a seatbelt on and can brace themselves, I'm not saying that they might not get their lip busted when the airbag open, right? But they're also not going to go through the front window. They're not going through the windshield.
Right.
And it is so difficult, especially with a spouse, when it's like you're going to hit a wall. And it's like, we don't have to hit this wall. But it seems like you're really focused on hitting this wall. So I'm just going to brace myself. Because sometimes...
because, like, I mean, I would say, like, I mean, just like I said, all the things leading up to, I mean, we stepped into helping our friends out with their church plant and everything, which, I ran from doing that over the last 3 years, because I was like, that's not me. I'm a PK. I wasn't called to it, like, because we all think like God's going to like give that booming voice. And then I kind of like realized, like, no, we're all called to it. And the voice doesn't sound the same for everybody.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, I'm just like embracing, like, okay, step into this. God's given us abilities to do this. And I think, like, just from things I see, he was fine with like kind of being a backseat driver to church type of deal. Not really getting involved. Now he's getting involved, he's doing things, but like helping them set up, because we're kind of a mobile church right now. But like, it was crazy too, even when we started stepping out to help them within the last 3 months, just like, I know we're in the right place because of things that are being confirmed to me, that I'm like, okay, we're on the right track. But like, even it was crazy. I was telling them, I said, I even heard God's voice of like me speaking over young women and being there to encourage them. The same exact voice I heard 20 years ago, high school youth group.
Wow.
When I'm like, God, what do I do for college?
Wow.
And it was that same voice. And I was like, it literally sounded the exact same. And it wasn't like it was same words. It was the same voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. I was like, so this is what I'm supposed to do. And I feel like there's a lot of things where he feels as though with our situation, it'd get better if he was making money in a certain way to kind of help. And we didn't make right choices with money, and we're trying to fix them. But I feel like he thinks that that's where I see the need and identity.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at one point I thought I did, but here recently, like God's been showing me no. Like I just launched another business last week. Still trying to just believe God that He's gonna bring the people for it. But like my current like 9-to-5 job, it's ending by the end of this year, if not sooner.
Okay.
And I see where God's hand has been on me in that literally in August, the team I was on, I got moved off of. I didn't like it at first because nobody likes change.
Right.
But then that team I got moved off of was let go in February. So just a few weeks ago,
Wow.
about 40 members.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh my goodness, it's so scary. But then I was like, thank you, God, that you had your hand on me and you saw this and you knew this and you kept me, because we kind of need the job right now for, you know, our health care.
Right.
As our son has some health issues. But you know, God's just like been showing me just little things that I know that I'm on the right path. And so He's been kind of revealing to me, like, your source isn't your job, your source isn't your money, your source is me. And I feel like my husband maybe thinks that I need money from him. But I've had so much more joy in launching my business that I do believe was an idea from God. And so I launched that because it then would give me time to work seasonally, still be there for my boys, homeschool them, do all the things, and help out in the church. And I've had so much joy just doing all that stuff, being in the right community with our friends, and just being for them, and, you know, like I said, serving God. So it's just, yeah. So like I know that like I'm in the right place, but it's like, how do you just keep going? Like you said, you know, brace yourself. But
Yeah.
it's just, it is so hard, and my human self wants to punch him in the face. 'Cause
Understood.
I'm like, why can't you wake up?
Right. Absolutely.
You know? But I'm
Absolutely.
like, I gotta die to myself.
That's right. It is a death to the flesh when you're in this space, and there is so much patience that has to be exerted, and that can feel exhausting.
Yeah.
Because
I'm tired.
when you brace for a long time, you wind up you're bracing for impact, and then it hasn't happened yet, and you're just kind of looking like, well, it's hard to stay like this.
Yeah.
You know, man, at some point you want to relax. But like you said, I like the marathon analogy. When you sense that you're that close, this is the time where the enemy wants you to disqualify yourself. This is the time where the enemy wants to give you a setback. This is the time where he wants you to believe that it's not going to even break through, right? And that I should instead break out. And that's where you have to have the discipline and the patience to just go, doesn't matter how long it takes, Lord, I know you're gonna answer in this situation.
Yeah, because I know, like, I've thought, like, so when I started watching you actually January of last year, you know, at first I kept praying, like, God, fix our problems. But then I switched it, God revealed the issues.
Good.
And so a lot of things came up within our marriage that I found out that I kind of suspected, and then but it got confirmed, which sucked. So I had every right that I could have left. But, you know, with people stepping in, so my dad's a pastor and his dad's a pastor, and they both stepped in to help us with counseling and everything. And we seemed like we were getting in the right direction, but then it's like the work stopped from him. And like, it was almost like he kind of got to like, oh, a homeostasis. And we're like, we're good. There's no arguments. There's no bringing it up. So maybe she'll just forget about it.
Nah.
But it's like the work stopped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to, like you were just literally saying before that, it's like, I'm not no jealous person.
Yeah.
But I'm like, don't disrespect me by talking to other people, looking at other people, all that sort of stuff. And, you know, again, it's not like he's a horrible person. It's just that I'm like, his priorities are messed up.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, when somebody,
so it's just kind of like,
when somebody doesn't do their work, and they caused a breach in the relationship, that's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's a double
so
slap.
For me, I've just been here doing the interceding and everything and trying to keep the peace. But I'm like, how do you just keep doing that? How do you just keep knowing what the word says, keep on keeping on, And
Well,
then,
well,
cause I'm like, I know we can't give God a timeline, but I'm like, can we like have this fixed now?
yeah, for sure. Well, let me there is a verse that I want to make sure. Let me see. Stop it. Let's see. Hold on. Why is my phone doing this? Okay. Boom. Okay. So this is Mark 13. Mark 13, 33. Mark is so tiny. Okay. 13:33. TLV says, keep on the lookout, stay alert, for you did not know when the time is, right? This is obviously after this is like getting close to Jesus's
Yeah.
his crucifixion. I don't know why that word was so hard for me to come up with just now. Most people have this and read this or memorize this in King James or New King James as watch and pray. So I believe in praying and I believe in watching.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'll pray for you and I'm going to watch you.
Yeah.
And you're already watching the behavior. You're already watching these actions. And he has a free will.
Right.
Your prayers are not going to do anything to impede his free will. If this man doesn't want to do his work voluntarily, if the only time he's going to do his work is under supervision, only when he's questioned, only when he's challenged, then the prayers are going to change.
Right.
Because that type of person, male or female, that type of person that doesn't want to do their work changes the trajectory of the relationship that they want to have. There is no cruise control.
Right.
There is work. There is no, let's just get it to a point where you ain't tripping no more. Oh, it looks like we good. All right, I'm cool. Nah, there's still work.
Right.
And so my encouragement to you is watch and pray. My encouragement to you is be on the lookout. My encouragement to you is be alert.
Yeah.
Because if it's that type of willful omission of what he's supposed to be doing, then I might not need to be in the car with a seatbelt on, bracing myself. I might be able to get out.
Right.
And maybe you crash this car by yourself. I don't need to be in here. So the next gas station we pull over at, I might call an Uber. Right? Because I ain't got to be in here for no car wreck. Especially when I done told you 5 times, if you keep driving like this, we going to have a car wreck.
Right.
So that's what I sense and what I feel based on what you're telling me.
Yeah.
How is that resonating with you?
It's definitely a lot of what I've been doing, because I know towards the end of last year, I was doing, fasting and reading and studying on all of this. And just I got to help myself, I got to work on myself.
Facts.
And I kind of just had told him, I kind of shared some of the things with him of what I was doing. I was like, hey, we should do it together. He was reluctant, because kind of like, he knows God, but he hasn't submitted to God, and there's a difference. So
Huge difference.
it's just kind of yeah. So it's like he listened to the videos and everything, but I never saw the effort, and I was like, you know what, that's not for me. I can't go hold his hand to do the stuff. But you know what, I had asked him, you know, many occasions, I was like, so what's the game plan? Because we can't keep walking in the wilderness like this. We can't keep doing this, because at some point we have to get off. And I'm not taking all these troubles into the new year. But of course, here we are in the new year. And I'm like, I'm not going all the way a whole nother 365 days because I'm tired.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I'm in that last 1.2 miles that I'm like, gotta still keep holding on, still keep doing my part. But at the same time, I'm like, how much longer do we gotta keep playing this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, so then let's go back to the analogy of the marathon, right? You are running your race, he has to run his.
Yeah.
So you may be close to the finish line. That doesn't mean he is.
Yeah.
Right? You may be close to the 26th mile or the 27th and a half mile. He might be on mile 3. Sound like with the work he putting in, he only on the 3rd mile. And what you don't have to do, let me say this loud and clear to you, Petal. What you don't have to do is slow down your stride for him to catch up.
Yeah. And that's where I think for me, like that whole like, oh, the unequally yoked thing. I'm like, yeah, like we're growing, we're doing this and everything. Like I'm growing, I should say. And I'm like, come on, you know, catch up. I'm trying to encourage him, but I guess he's got those blinders on of like, oh, well, you're nagging, you're this, you're that. So he doesn't see the spiritual like encouragement that is going on. And he probably won't ever see it from me for a while. So I definitely understand that. But it's like, so that's why I'm like, how do you just keep quiet and just keep doing the watch and pray and just, you know?
Yeah. So let me, we're going to keep going back to this analogy because it's too good. Okay. If you at the 26 mile, how crazy does it look for you to turn around and be like, come on, you can do it.
Crazy.
If he's at mile,
crazy.
if you're at mile 26 and he's at mile 3 and you turn around and like, come on, honey, you can do it. You can do it. Keep running. Can he even hear you?
No.
Because he ain't hearing you now.
Yeah. Okay.
He ain't listening. So stop telling him.
Okay.
You are miles ahead of this dude. So just focus on your race. Stop talking to him.
Okay.
When he realizes that you have already passed the finish line and you sitting down drinking a glass full of Gatorade and he ain't on mile 4, that's when he'll know he's stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
So you finish your race and concentrate on you. Don't talk to this dude no more about nothing. You've already lapped him.
Okay.
You've lapped him 22 times. You've lapped this dude already. He's a clown. Sorry, I'm not disrespecting your husband. I'm just saying, in this situation, bro is a clown.
Yeah.
So don't be in his circus.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, don't be in this dude's circus. If he gonna clown, let him clown by himself. You run your race. You are close to your breakthrough.
Yeah.
You're close to your breakthrough.
Yeah, because I know, like, just from my own studies, that yes, while the wives are to respect the husbands and all that sort of stuff, obedience to God trumps that. And I'd rather be obedient to God in serving him and, you know, because like I said, I ran from helping them at the church for the last 3 years. We went to a different church, ended up not. I started seeing red flags in 2023, but we had like a lot of stuff that just like happened that gave me tunnel vision to be like, I'll just put that off to the side. I'll get back to it. And then I finally like literally just one day just like woke up in September when I heard my friend's heart, and I was like, wow, I've been a bad friend. Not like fully, but like just kind of, God was telling me like, you want a friend who looks like this, this, and this, but this is the type of friend that you need, and it's not going to look the way you want it. Stop looking at the social media looking of a friend, and you need to show up for them and how they need you, because they've shown up for you in so many ways, which we are super grateful for. So that just kind of like put me in check, and I was like, so I told her an apology, and I was like, just wanted you to know I'm here for you. So then she, like, it was a week later, she's like, so did you really mean it? And I was like, yes. I was like, what did I just agree to? But that was also God just saying, shut your mouth, say yes, and do it.
Yep.
And it's been the best thing ever. And then we made the full jump in January. And like I said, I know we're in the right place.
For sure.
We are definitely where we should have been 3 years ago. But you know what? Like Jonah, he ran too before he got back on track. And so we ran a bit, and now we're back on track. And so like I said, the things I see, I'm like, I feel like maybe it's like he still wants to run or just put up a front for people without having to do the hard stuff.
Understood.
So,
understood.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you for running your race. Stay focused on your lane. Don't turn around. That slows you down. Keep your stride and stay focused on the prize. Now I'll pray for you.
Okay. Thank you.
God, I thank you so much for my sister, Petal. Thank you for her life. Thank you for the relationship she has with you. I thank you that she has been your daughter from the time that you thought about her before the foundations of the world. And I pray, God, that as she finds herself in this season, that you would give her patience. I lift up her marriage before you, Lord God. I do pray for her husband. I pray for him to do his work. And God, you, Holy Spirit, are in control of how you lead and guide in that direction. So please give Petal the patience, and please give her the focus to just stay fixed on her race, the prize that you have for her as she works out her own soul salvation. Let it be a testament and a glory to you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you guys for everything.
All right. Have a great day. Okay.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question of your expertise?
You can ask a question.
May I? May I?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the vibe. So
sir.
my question from the outside looking in, obviously I got up and I got coffee again. Okay, so I missed out on some of the context.
You had to go wipe.
I had to go wipe the swipe. Okay, So here's my question. From what I have heard and what I walked into, do you think there needs to be a separation between them? Because it sounds like he wasn't doing his work at all.
If he doesn't do his work, he gonna separate them.
But I'm saying for her right now, does she just need to be like, man, bro, I'm out. Peace. Really? Okay.
When you're in a season like this, if let's switch the roles, right? Let's hypothetical, right? If I'm her,
Okay.
you are already, like we already talked about what we need to do.
Right.
I see you don't want to do it. You ain't about to mess me up.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my work. And when I wind up lapping you and then outgrowing you, and that chasm becomes wide enough, a move gonna have to be made.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying?
So right now there's a little bit of a grace period for now until they're right.
It's not even a grace period.
Okay.
I'm just so focused on me because I can't control you.
Okay.
That part.
See, I think a lot of times we as spouses want to control the other spouse. Do your work. I'm supposed to be your helpmeet. We supposed to be partners. Right. I'm going to counseling. How come you ain't going to counseling?
Right.
And then it's like, see, I'm doing my thing. Did you get up and have devotion today?
Understood. Yeah. Got it.
Them niggas don't want to.
I got you.
So stop. Stop trying to get people to do. You can barely get yourself to do something.
Right.
The fact that you can get yourself to do something and be disciplined.
Yeah.
That's the only person you can control. So I desire you to do your work, but if you're not going to do your work, bye.
Understood.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm going to therapy. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what you're going to do with your life, but I ain't going to be sitting up here
Right.
dysregulated. You can stay dysregulated. I'm not going to be dysregulated with you. That's what we call self-differentiation. I'm going to stay in my hula hoop. I don't know what you going to do with yours. I'm staying in mine. Hula, you have raised your hand?
Yes, but
Okay.
keep going.
Okay.
'Cause- Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So my focus has always been I'm going to do my work. I'm not responsible. Like I can't. Obviously, I'll encourage you, right? But I'm not going to be reminding you every day because then I'm nagging, and I can't control you. If I tell you, first of all, if you tell me I need to do my work, I need to grow, I see the areas where I'm broken, I'm gonna be like, I got you. I support you. I'm in this with you. If you go twice and then you don't go the third time, yeah, I'll ask, hey, are you going to your therapy session? Nah, I got busy or whatever. Oh, okay. You rescheduling? Nah, it's cool. You do you, boo. Do you? I'm not going.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. I get it.
Because then now I'm taking up mental space trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. Do you want me to call for you? Do you need me to like? Because I have a session with her and then you want me to call in and like, no, I'm good. I'll do it myself. You damn right you're gonna do it yourself. If I wind up going to 16 more sessions before you go to your next one, that ain't on me. That's on you. And don't be mad when our conversations don't match. Because you still down here and I had a growth spurt. I grew 6 inches. I'm dunking on you now. You can't defend nothing I'm doing. You're getting yoked on every time I come down the court. That ain't going to have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm committed to my growth. I paid full price to give this answer to y'all.
Yes.
That's good.
29 years a believer, 27 years in therapy. Consistently. So I ain't talking about something I don't know. So yeah, so that's what I want to say.
Shout out JoJo Neth for the 20 membership gifts. So we
Let's
got
go.
20 brand new members because JoJo decided to bless him today.
It's so crazy.
What a blessing. JoJo is amazing.
Unbelievable.
Shout out JoJo.
Yeah. So, okay. Hearts and minds clear on that one?
Hearts and minds clear, brother.
so good,
We're
cool,
locked
cool.
in for the Lord.
good.
Yeah.
We got
Shout out
you.
to 1200 in the chat. Love y'all.
Jay, welcome to Wide Open. You are on with Tim Ross, my friend.
Hey, oh my God. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that.
Hi, Jay. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
Yes. No, I was literally just looking up, watching you on my TV, and then like you popped up on my iPad. So I was like, wait, hold on. I wasn't ready. But no, I am. I'm good.
It's all good. It's good to see you. What's going on?
Okay, so I do have a lot of context to give before my question.
Okay.
But it's a lot, so I wrote it down and tried to organize it. And
Thank
if you
you.
don't mind me reading off of my iPhone,
Not at all.
so I can give you and everybody all the context that's needed for the question, and then also share just details about my testimony that I think a lot of people can relate to and benefit from, because this is, real life, real love, and that's what we're here for.
For sure.
Okay, so origin of my lore, how I got to the basement.
Okay.
So I was at a point in early 2024 where I needed answers and was desperate. I flat out YouTube search what to do when your spouse cheats. And a snippet from the basement pod titled "A Reason We Cheat" came up.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So my husband and I got together when I was 19 and he was 20. At the time, we were equally yoked, but not in Christ. This presented several challenges for us in the 8 years that followed: constant self-sabotage, breaking up, and getting back together. So like the previous caller, 2023 was just not it for me. So in March 2023, we found out that my baby sister was being physically and mentally abused by my mother's partner. And my mother enabled and contributed to the abuse. So my baby sister began to live with us full time and we became her foster parents. In July of 2023, my best friend of 14 years suddenly passed away. I found out after his funeral that he was battling alcoholism and substance abuse to cope with the stress and treatment he received in the military. In November and December 2023, my husband began an affair with the woman who he had just met. Without triggering myself too much, at a high level, he did the following. He tried to have a baby with her, had sex with her one morning, and then unprotected sex with me later in the afternoon. Told me that he would leave me and was preparing to be in a relationship with her. And then hired her to come in our home and dog sit during Christmas. While she was here, she would text him about the sexual acts they could do within our home. So fast forward to January 2024, my husband confesses to me that he and this woman were just flirting. She calls me later that day to report the same thing and that nothing sexual happened. Then on January 31st, 2024, I woke up at 1:30 a.m. from a dream that I had that was like being a witness to everything they had done before I even knew about it. I waited on the couch for my husband to wake up and I asked for his phone to review the messages. He already deleted the messages, previous days before, but I was able to view them on his Apple Watch. My worst fears were confirmed then. When the dust settled, I found out that his behavior was passed down generationally. His mother and stepfather allegedly began their relationship in a similar way. They justified their actions and said that the new parent and the new marriage was much better than the old one. My husband was taught throughout his childhood to revere his family above God because his parents did not like the local church and pastor. He was taught that his source of peace and rest always came from his family. Our entire relationship, he battled alcoholism, porn addiction, hypersexuality to people and things outside of our marriage, and did not make the necessary steps to foster a healthy relationship. With all of this information, I had a choice to make. Do I leave or do I go? I'm not an unpractical person. I told God, I'm getting out of Dodge. And this is a part where God began to show me he had different plans for my life. So get this. In the beginning stages of drafting divorce papers, the lawyer who was handling my case outright quit the firm for personal reasons that were just unforeseen and fully reimbursed my money. After beginning couples counseling, I got fed up with God and God's timing on the rehabilitation of my relationship. I demanded that God show me signs immediately that my husband was meant to be my life partner. God said, I bet. And a few moments later, my husband called me just to shoot the shit, something that seems normal in a healthy relationship. But before this, my husband would rarely call me and only called me when an emergency happened. So this was way out the norm. After months of grueling couples counseling, we learn about each other and connect deeper like we never did before. We talked about how my own emotional infidelity that was in retaliation of when he did earlier deeply scarred him, and it was still in his heart years later. So here's where the praise report comes in out of all of this bad. My husband began his sobriety journey, not without struggle, of course. He gave up pornography and deleted his Instagram, where he would engage in softcore pornography all the time. He transformed into an engaging partner and someone that I truly admire. He stepped up more as a father figure to my baby sister and showed that he valued her. God did all that in him, even did healing in me, but that doesn't remove the mental, physical, and spiritual consequences of complex PTSD. So here's my questions. How do I deal with the residual insecurities that exist within me relating to infidelity and past childhood trauma? My current coping mechanism to attempt to gain control over the situation is to masturbate while envisioning the betrayal that happened to me. This is something that I've been doing since I was a child. And I learned from ChatGPT that it was a way of actually trying to control the situation and form in a narrative that my body could process. And the second question is, how do I show grace to my husband in this journey and have faith that God is dismantling old teachings within my husband that did not glorify God. So it's a lot. I'm glad I wrote it down, but
Jay, you are one of the most organized, focused callers I've ever had.
period. Okay.
Like
Thank you.
you turned a lot into something that was clear, concise, full of clarity, and got to what the conclusion was. So are you kidding me? You did a great job. You did an absolutely great job.
Thank you so much.
First, let me say I love you. Second, let me say thank you so much for being vulnerable enough to not just share this story, but the testimony in it. I mean, way to bury the lead. It's like this thing started off like, what the hell? And then it was like, look at God. Like it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And so this is a beautiful problem to have. Right?
Yes.
We had the house blow up. We got an insurance check from FEMA. We were able to repair the house and get all new furniture, new carpet, new vents, new everything, right? But you're walking around the same exact house. And so sometimes you're flinching. And when you feel that flinch, you feel out of control.
Yes.
And so the way that you try to stabilize is to masturbate.
Yep.
Is the masturbation connected to pornography, or is it just a masturbation?
Yeah, sometimes it would, or because I've been doing it since I was like 7 and I'm 30,
Okay.
so a long time. And not necessarily like chronically, it's been on and off, but yeah, it'd be associated with pornography, or I'd create pornographic scenes in my head.
Okay. You did not disclose this in anything you talked about, and so you have the right to say, I don't want to go there.
Let's do it.
Okay. Is there sexual abuse in your background, in your personal story?
Yes.
Okay.
Not physical, like where someone had like touched me or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my mom's past boyfriends, he had back in the 2000s with the flip phones, and he played Tetris on it.
Yeah.
And like, I come from the time where there was no camera
Right.
on the phone.
Right.
So it was really cool to have a camera phone.
Yep.
And I would always play games on my mom's phone. And one time, my mom didn't want me to look at her phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then, I saw that her boyfriend was kind of like snickering a little bit. And I was like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
So at some point, I looked at their photos, and then I saw their like homemade pornography on like an old flip phone, whatever.
Yep.
So I was mortified, because I was like, yeah, have I seen my mom like nude in passing, like in the shower? Yeah, but not like that.
For sure.
And I don't think I ever saw porn or anything like it prior to that. I don't think so.
Yep.
But that was the genesis for me.
Of course.
So,
yeah. It put the seed in there.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
you were 7.
Right when I started masturbating, I realized in therapy that was the event that kind of
Yep. It
took off.
It fused it together.
Yeah.
Okay. So all masturbation is about soothing and control. Right? We've either been out of control in a situation or a circumstance, and now we get to be in control. Because everything about masturbation is, I get to control all this. I get to control the touch, the stimulation, and I control the ejaculation for males and the climax for women, right? I can bring it on as fast as I want, or I can delay it as much as I want. I can keep this dopamine hit going for as long as I want to. And then y'all got it, you know, the female body is so fearfully and wonderfully crafted that y'all can have freaking 11 orgasms and just keep going, whereas we now need sleep and some Fritos. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we just turn into inoculated cavemen. It's like, ugh, like we're done. So
Yeah.
so this is a control thing for you.
Yeah.
And I just want you to be more curious about what feels out of control for you and why you feel like porn is the solution.
I investigated that too, and it was like any sort of stress, like whether it be out of control at work, out of control with finances, just whatever a stressor was.
Yep.
And then it would just build up to, okay, if it's before bed or I'm alone in the bedroom, husband went off, boom. And then I can't remember which pod it was, but you always say what you don't say out of your mouth is going to come out through your body. And it sure do.
Yep.
And that's why I wanted to speak up today, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hold this in my body no more. I don't want to hurt my body. I don't want to traumatize myself again.
Yeah, for sure.
Because those actions, they had stopped.
Yep.
They haven't brought up again. And
Yep.
so why am I conjuring it up like some witchcraft, you
Right,
know?
right.
But yeah, I was just like, hey, I'm not triggered by his infidelity anymore, but I'm using his infidelity as like a scene to deal with other stressors
Yeah,
that
for
are
sure.
outside of our relationship.
So this is one of the would you say that you grew up as a people pleaser?
Oh yeah, big time. I'm
Okay.
Asian. Oh yeah. That's like embedded in us. Like,
Oh, wow.
you know how I was saying in my little script that, you know, his family taught him to revere the family above God.
Yes.
That's literally built into my culture.
Wow.
Where you have to honor your ancestors and you have to act contradictory to what God is teaching you and what the church is teaching you, to honor family no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter how wrong they are. They were really, because they're Catholic,
Yeah.
they're really heavy on the honor thy mother, thy father, and just blacked out on the rest.
Right.
Like most people who abuse that scripture do.
Right. For sure. For sure. Okay, so the reason why that's important for me to know in my history of working with people and kind of giving them counsel, people pleasers usually are the ones that I find to be the chronic masturbators, because we please everybody else. We actually feel like sugar honey iced tea, and we take it out on ourselves by masturbating. Right? All the anger and rage that we feel by giving up all of our no's and making them yeses, we wind up, hey, I'm going to isolate porn and masturbation.
Yeah.
And so we wind up, this act becomes how we take it out on ourselves. I couldn't control myself in, like, I didn't want to say yes to you and whatever, drive you here, do this for you, stay here late, serve on the third freaking service. Who told you to go to 5 services, right? I didn't want to serve. And I said yes to all of them. And so now I'm going to do something for me. So in the same way, it's like, you've already forgiven your husband. He's changed. You see the change. He's not giving you anything to trigger you back into what you're doing. Yet when you want to do this, you think about his betrayal. And then that takes you to porn and masturbation. Okay. So we need more words from you, Jay. The question I want to ask now is, what makes you stop talking?
That started, it's a practice that started in my childhood, where it's like, when I tried to be vulnerable or speak up, it was like, nah, we don't have time, we don't have work, or people just literally were not available. So I spent a lot of my childhood alone, and then my siblings, we have really large age gaps.
Okay.
So I'm old enough to be their mother, and I really didn't have many people to relate to growing up. And so that was just a habit that I carried on to my adulthood. And even with my husband, like I said, we were two peas in the pod because he was the same way where he was dismissed. So I don't know how we lasted as long as we have without like next to no communication and being vulnerable.
Yep.
But that's what gets me to stop talking if I see and it's not just with everybody, it's just with particular folks. If I see folks who are not, emotionally available, or if I see that they're not ready to receive anything that I say that's vulnerable at all, I'm like, okay, then we're just not going to talk until I can talk to someone who is available. So that'd be like a friend, other family members, coworkers, and of course my therapist and stuff like that.
Yep.
But my husband and I just started communicating where we actually share each other's vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hard transition because we weren't doing that for nearly a decade.
Right, for sure. Absolutely.
And, the family, that still is not happening at all.
Right.
So usually it happens at home. Now that I'm thinking about it, he and I are just overstimulated from the day, and we don't necessarily talk about what hurt us or what's on our heart or really our feelings. We'll just be like, hey, let's decompress and watch a show.
Yep.
But later I figured out that, wow, I did have so much to say.
Yeah.
And maybe he does too.
Yep.
And, he still struggles with like the withdrawals of sobriety because he's still on his journey.
Mm-hmm.
But I struggle in the same way too. So we identify with each other a lot. But like you said in the previous call, this part of the journey are my steps to take.
Yep.
Where I gotta do the work and he's gonna do his own thing.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm just ready. I'm ready because I love the temple that God created in me.
Yeah, for sure.
And it has brought me through all of that pain, all of that suffering, and we're here. Because also with all of that, you can imagine like what I said, I considered taking my life after the flood dams broke, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Really did. And what actually brought me back from the brink wasn't Holy Spirit calling on me per se, wasn't, who I'd lose or anything like that. Because that's the thing with suicidal ideation is like, it is so clear sometimes. Like it's so clear and there's no question about it.
Right.
But it was actually best friend who passed away, one of his battle buddies. He befriended me and was on the phone with me. And he said, Jasmine, that's my real name, but
yep.
Jay, you really, you are not going to do this. You are going to live. I command you to not move forward with this because you are going to live. You are going to fight another day.
Amen.
And the reason why that kind of stopped me where I was at, because I realized those are the words he wanted to say to our mutual friend that he got to say to me. So he got to save a life, which was mine.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
But yeah, it's been a lot. And I love speaking about it now. And then I love speaking to God about it now. Because, I was holding it back with husband. I was holding it back with fam, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm gonna just not hold it back from God? Because I sure did.
Right.
I sure did. And what changed in me recently is like, all right, God, in this Lent season, I'm not gonna hold back from you. And that's when I started to see a decrease in like the masturbation and the pornography and stuff like that. Because I'm like, all right, I've been trying to go backwards, trying to connect with all these other people. God, you are my source.
That's right.
I need to come back to home base and start with you first.
Yep.
Because you always with me. I'm really never alone, even when I'm physically alone.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. All right. You getting me
Yeah.
hyped now. You getting me hyped. You
You
walking.
hyped up?
Yeah. You walking straight into what I want to talk about. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
That's
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy writing?
enjoy. That's all right. Let's answer the question. I'll give it like some days 8, some days 5. It
Okay.
just depends on the day.
Okay.
But I do have journals. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
So
do.
your journals are about to become the Psalms.
Okay.
My submission to you is that when you get in the bed, you write.
Ooh. Okay.
Instead of scrolling, just sitting up thinking, right into your eyes are like, you about to pass out. And then just go to bed. Because here's what happens. When we put our bodies in familiar settings where we have trained it to do a thing, when we put our bodies back in that same situation, we have to retrain it to do another thing.
Mm.
Okay. And so you had trained your body. When we're in the bed and we're alone, we will masturbate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Once you set that, body's on autopilot. It's the most sophisticated thing on the planet, right? Our bodies are so sophisticated. All you got to do is reprogram it. So you put your body in the bed. It might get the familiarity of the scenario where maybe your husband comes to bed later or he's working later or whatever the scenario is and he's not in the bed. That thought may come across your mind, but you're like, no, we're adrenaline tonight. Because again, your body needs your body needs words. Your brain needs words to heal. Okay, and so it doesn't matter if it's verbal or it's written. You just need the words. You've already proven to me you're an excellent writer.
Okay.
You've already proven to me that you're an excellent capturer of your own thoughts, right? So my submission to you is that bedtime becomes your main journal time, and that's going to completely erase all the vestiges of the desire to masturbate that come up, because it's in a different. You've changed the environment enough to where your body's like, oh, well, we don't get down when there's paper and a pencil in her hand or paper and a pen,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like she got to drop both of those things to touch us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if she ain't doing it, I guess we ain't doing nothing. You know, that disruption is very, very important. So that would be my suggestion. Does that sound like a bad idea?
No, I do that kind of already in the form of my phone, but I gotta figure out how to lock out the other apps where I don't go to them. But I'll YouTube that.
Yeah.
Because my iPhone notes, like I just read it, that's like boom right there.
Yep.
But I absolutely love that.
Yep.
And I can't wait what it does within me. And then I wanted to mention that Kirby Kelly, I watched that entire podcast
Yes.
with her. Because I do my research.
For sure.
apparently.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you do.
And I sure did get her book off of Amazon, You Can Break Free, because
Yes.
I've never seen a woman give a testimony like that.
Good.
Where she confessed to her pornography addiction and all her things, and
That's right.
I assume masturbation could have been associated with that,
Yeah.
but I wanted to break free too,
Yeah.
because this has been holding me for too long, and I just want to see what's on the other side of this. So I will take that charge that she have charged me with, and I want it real bad.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
You had 2 questions though. What was your second question?
Yes. Okay. The last one was, how do I show grace to my husband in this journey and have faith God is dismantling old teachings within my husband that did not glorify God?
Let me tell you something. We as men Every grown man has a little boy in him that wants to be celebrated and cheered. There's something so innocent about a 8-year-old cheerleader cheering for a little boy playing basketball or football or soccer or running track. That we need to be cheered. We need to be celebrated. We need to be told, good job. We turn into little 9-year-old boys. When my wife tells me, honey, you're just so excellent with the finances of the house. I have, in the 26 years we've been married, I have never had to worry about the lights going out. I have never had to worry about, you are just so good with the money. I turn into a 9-year-old. I will be 50 this year. I just turned into a whole 9-year-old. And so, without me even having to ask your husband, if you just acknowledge showing grace, obviously you can do that without ever opening your mouth, by just not bringing something up from the past, right? Dangling it over his head, you know. But if you let those words of affirmations flow, even if that's not his love language, for him to know that you notice that he's doing a good job, it is like, oh, you watching me? I'm going to do it again. You saw me, huh? You saw me. I did a good job, huh? You saw that 3-pointer? I'm gonna see if I can make another one. Right? We just turn into kids. So my encouragement to you is just celebrate them.
Wow.
Early and often. Don't even wait for him. I get the most out of Juliet telling me I'm doing a good job when I haven't done something right then. When she just stops in the middle of nothing and she's like, you're an excellent father. I just turned into an 8-year-old. And then I'm just like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, that's right.
Ask what you shall, and you will, and you shall receive. Like, what do you want from me? The fact that you, and again, it's about us being noticed. We need to know that our wives notice us. And when we are noticed, when we're not on the field, when we're noticed, when we're not actually making a play, it's just, it hits different. It just hits different. So you telling him, hey, I'm just so proud of the work you've done. I can see the change in you. I see the way you treat me. The way I interact with you is so different. I feel so good about it. The way that you have been a father figure to my little sister, you didn't even have to do all that. But the fact that you do, like, it just doesn't go unnoticed. I love you and I appreciate you. Oh my God. I might as well be a 7-year-old and you stuck a golden star on my forehead. I'm not even taking it off. I'm walking home with it on. Mommy, I'm a star. Like, I am a different kid.
Yeah.
How does that resonate with you?
That I love that the Holy Spirit activated within you, because that is a gap that I was not fulfilling. I really love the Holy Spirit right now.
Wow.
Because I wouldn't always give him his flowers, right? Because it was just something I'm not used to, but also I didn't see it growing up, so I don't really know how that looks. And then also, when I did give him his flowers, he doesn't know how to receive it because of his upbringing. So he'll be like, whatever, yeah, right. But that doesn't mean that a part of him isn't still
exactly
absorbing.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
It's so worth it. It's so okay. So this is me, because now I'm meddling. Okay. I'm telling you up right now. I'm meddling. if this is not natural for you, in the same way you wrote down all this stuff you wrote to keep it succinct, write down 5 to 10 things that you love about this man and what he's doing, and corner that man in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Corner him in the kitchen and tell him, I'm about to make you so uncomfortable. And he gonna be like, girl, what? Like, what do you, you know what I mean? What you doing? And
Be like, touch my butt? What are you talking
yeah,
about?
you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm about to make you so uncomfortable, but I'm about to tell you 5 things about yourself right now. And after everything I tell you, I need you to say I receive it. And then just tell him whatever it is. You are so handsome to me. I feel so safe with you. You have made such significant, like whatever it is. And just read that list. I promise you, he's going to be 7 again. Am I lying, Hector?
Yeah.
Am I lying, Derek?
You need,
like,
whenever we get that affirmation and we know we've been doing a good job, and then we hear the lady go for it, it's the best thing in the world.
oh my gosh, it is just a huge game. I turn into a 7-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I was realizing that I wasn't doing enough of that, and that I would really only give him feedback if it was negative feedback too. So it always looked like I was judgy, but there has to be a balance.
Girl, Jay, that's what I'm saying. Most of us men, especially when we've messed up, right? If we've come from that, when we've had to break, when we've been the ones to hurt you, and then you trust us to heal you, right? Through the Lord. That's like one of the most difficult things I ever had to say to Juliet, is that the wildest ride you're gonna go on with me is to have the same man that hurt you also be the one to heal you. That's a wild ride for a woman to take. That's a wild ride for a man to take, right? That God would use the same person that hurt you to heal you, right? Within the covenant of marriage. Okay, that's a wild ride to take. But when your partner is cool to take it, and the only thing that they usually hear is negative, to start hearing positive is like, oh my God, you start giving me that, it's a wrap. Like, it's a wrap. Like, again, he will turn into a 5-year-old. I don't know why this age keeps going down. I went from like 8 to 7. Now he's 5. He's gonna be a 2-year-old baby again. Like it's just that innocence, and that, because we all need to hear it. We all need to hear it. And when you hear that from the person that stayed with you through the muddy parts, through that Shawshank Redemption tunnel, it just hits different to hear that person saying like, hey, I want you to know I noticed that you're doing a great job. I want you to know it's not lost on me that you're a different man. I want you to know I ain't even, when you pick up your phone, I ain't even thinking you doing something raggedy. Like I couldn't tell you, I trust you for a long time because God was repairing me. I trust you with my life.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this is preparing me because I'm learning how to to assist with healing somebody's inner child, the inner boy, because I'm pregnant with his little boy right now.
Hey.
Period. And I'm gonna need that and show my son that to his father.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that I came on today and shared as much as I did, because the flesh, the devil sure was trying to hold me back and was saying, in my ear, like, oh no, family members are gonna find out, they're gonna see it, it's gonna be recorded and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, God has a message, and whatever did in the dark, baby, it comes to light no matter what.
For sure.
I'm not dropping names, but there's a testimony out of this, all of the details.
Yes. Well, I'm so proud of you, Jay.
Yeah. Thank you.
the
so much.
freedom looks good on you. You
Mhm.
are a spiritually mature woman. You are a disciple of Jesus. Like it's written all over your face and it's written all over your voice. Like I can hear it in your voice. You are a disciple of Jesus. You are a follower of Jesus. And freedom looks really good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you.
I love you too, Uncle Tim.
Yeah.
I'm waiting a year to talk to you.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I'm so grateful that we got to talk today. Keep up the good work, okay?
Yes.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my God, Jay. My God. Out of Zion. So good. My God, that's so good.
And it's so refreshing to hear it from a woman. Very refreshing. And that part when you were like, you find the most chronic masturbators to be people pleasers. Oh my God.
Yeah, please expand on that.
Oh my
I
God.
was a people pleaser.
That just.
I said no to everybody I said yes to everybody all day and then took it out on myself. Cuz I didn't have the power. I didn't have my power. And when I got my no back, if I could say no to them, I could say no to me.
Yeah.
No, get your no back.
Yeah.
Get your no back.
And I've had a similar season, but
get your no
you
back.
just putting that together, I'm like,
Get your no back.
like just finding pieces to the puzzle is what it feels like. It's insane.
I love this work. I love when people are brave enough, because the moment they start doing their work, they figure stuff out and stuff just starts dropping off them.
Get your no
Because
back.
most of the stuff that we go grab for, we either do it to distract ourselves or to numb, right? And the moment we can start contextualizing stuff and making sense of it, then we can stop it. We can't stop stuff we don't know about.
No. Nah.
Why are you doing that? I don't know. Well, you ain't gonna stop.
No.
Until you get to the root of it, you're not gonna stop.
So good.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
good, Tim.
Back.
Oh man, I could. Oh man, I
Gotta
love
get your
it.
no back.
Thank you, Jesus.
I think she was my favorite.
No.
Oh my gosh, that call was just
No.
insane.
It's a great call.
Insane.
It was a great call.
She was so concise.
Oh my God, it was so dope. Yeah.
Get your no back.
London Monet in the Discord. If I'm honest, I am a people pleaser and I've been numbing myself for a long time. This truly freed me. So happy for you, girl. So happy for you. All right, who's our next caller?
Alicia?
Freedom.
Alicia, welcome on.
Hi.
Hi, Alicia. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Sorry, I'm really, really nervous.
No worries. Take your time.
I'm like, I've been waiting for this moment, but I'm like, now I'm about to tell my story in front of like thousands of people. So I'm definitely nervous.
I appreciate you.
It's nice to be on.
Appreciate you trusting us with your vulnerability.
Thank you. Thank you guys for allowing me to get on. I do appreciate it. My question, it's kind of has like 3 parts to it,
Okay.
if you will. I kind of want you to like speak to like me, my marriage, and my husband.
Got it.
My husband is he follows you. He admires you very much. A lot of the videos, he's put in the work just from watching your videos.
Yep.
So when I figured out that we were going through problems, I was like, man, it would be nice to hear from you guys because I know that he listens
Yeah, for sure.
to you guys.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. And then my question, I have to give context. So me and my husband, we've been married for 5 years, but we've been together for 8 years, and we got together when we were 16.
Okay.
I'm now 24, and we've just been married. We kind of like walk this marriage alone. We do attend a church, but we're not like fully serving and all of that. But back in February, my husband was very distant with me when he would come home and like give me the cold shoulder, and that's really not like him. He does work in a high stressful job place. You know, so when he comes home, sometimes he does just want to decompress, but it was very weird. Like, he would come home and like hug my son, but not hug me, or like, you know, just be very distant with me. So I would be very skeptical about that. And then finally one day I asked him, I was like, hey, what's going on with you? And he'll say like, oh, I'm just, you know, going through stuff. One day I was like, okay, well, this isn't right. Let me go through his phone. I went to go grab his phone, and he got real defensive with me. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. And then he finally came to the living room. He was like, okay, fine, let's have this conversation. He sat down, he got a little emotional, and I was like, what's going on with you? Like, did you do something? Is there another woman involved? Like, what's going on? And he was like, in all reality, there's nothing on my phone. I just started watching porn again. And I was like, okay, like all of that for some porn? Like, we just let me know. And then he proceeded to let me know that he wanted a divorce. And obviously I lost it because this came out of nowhere. It wasn't like we were having issues, you know, like we weren't bickering every day, you know. It hit me off guard. I told him, I was like, okay, well, take some time, you know, think about what you're saying and come back to me. And he came back to me, still was in the same place. A couple weeks later, I figured out that there was a woman involved that he met on the PlayStation. They started texting, and I'm not sure like how it started. I just know that he had her phone number, and that could have just been like, you know, from them, hey, come play with me, you know, type of thing. He says that they've known each other for 8 years. They've just always been friends on the game. He let me know, you know, who she was, and I was like, okay, well, are you willing to let her go for the sake of your marriage? And he flat out told me no. He was like, I have an emotional attachment with her. And I wasn't mad at him. There's like so much grace I have for my husband. And you would think like that's the worst part, and it gets worse. So from the moment that he told me that there's a woman involved, from that moment on, he would start like texting her in front of me, being on the phone with her in front of me. He has since then moved to the living room. He sleeps in the living room. They fall asleep on the phone every night together, like full on doing relationship things, but in front of my face now. And he's taken off his ring. He's let it be known that, you know, he's no longer in covenant with me. And he's made it known like I'm just his baby mother. He doesn't want any takes of this marriage. And that was for the month of February. And then towards the end, actually beginning of March, he went to an Airbnb for a few days. He said he just wanted a break. And in my head, I was like, are you going to meet this girl? Because she does live out of state. So they've never met in person, but obviously they've exchanged pictures, they've done things, you know, all of the things. And I was like, are you bringing her here? Because if you are bringing her here to this Airbnb, I was like, me and my son are going to leave. He didn't bring her to the Airbnb from my understanding, but ever since then, when he came back from the Airbnb, he had a little bit of remorse for the actions that he was doing. Because up until this point, he would just do the things in front of me and be like so rude to me, so angry with me. Like I couldn't even ask him for a glass of water without him getting angry with me. And then so from the Airbnb, he showed some remorse. He finally apologized for the actions that he was doing. He did say, you know, what he's doing is wrong. He knows it's wrong, but he hasn't stopped. I was a stay-at-home mom. Since he's told me that he wants a divorce, I had to get up and go get a job. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 2 years, so that in itself has been a change. I had to send my son to daycare. So many changes are happening in our lives. I am moving out in the next month because it's so hard to see him like loving this other woman right in front of my face. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, you know, most people who separate, they don't see their spouse loving somebody else right in front of their face.
Right.
You know, like they'll see it from a distance, or, you know, they don't see it at all.
Yep.
But you're doing it right in front of my face.
Yep.
And sometimes he does try to hide it, you know, like he'll be taking a shower, he'll try to turn on like the fan and like, you know, to try to not hear what he's saying. But you're still doing it. And what's crazy to me is I don't feel anger towards him, like in what he's doing. It's just more of like a disappointment. After everything that we've been through, it's just kind of like, what are you doing? Up until this point, he did say he wanted no parts of our marriage, but his tune has kind of changed where like, he's like, okay, maybe I do want a part of our marriage. And he's just like, I'm tired of hurting you. And he does say he needs to work on himself. He does say, you know, I need to work on myself, but I need to do that in separation. My fear is if we separate, is he going to go to this woman? You know, is something going to happen? And then if we separate, are we going to come back together? Because I'm not like somebody who just wants to walk away. And it's crazy because I know most people are like, girl, you deserve better. You need to do better. But it's like, I see my life with this man. And the worst part is we have another baby on the way. And he's flat out told me to get rid of it. He flat out told me he doesn't want the baby. He's made it known at my doctor's appointment. He's like, nobody cares about this child. And he's like, the only clinic you need to go to is the abortion clinic. And, you know, and all of these things that he says, though, my husband has never been like this. So I don't know if that's just him acting out like out of regret or like guilt, shame. But every time he does it, it's like, I don't get angry with him. It's just more of like, what is wrong with you? Like, where's the root? What's going on with you? So that's kind of where we're at. Like I said, now he's a little bit more loving towards me, towards the situation. He's like, you know, very apologetic. But I still can't understand why he keeps going back to this woman. My husband has always had an issue with lust. My husband's struggled with pornography. He was taken advantage of at the age of 8 by a woman. So there's a lot of dysregulation in his body. And that's part of the reason why I'm like, man, I know this isn't you, and I know you're better. He'll tell me, like, when he sees me, he sees all his mistakes. And that breaks my heart because when I look at him, I don't see his mistakes. I see, you know, like how far he's come. I see all his potential and what he can be. And I think that's what pushes him away from me, is because he probably feels like he'll never live up to that. And that's sad because I know that he has a lot that he can do. Also, we are facing like a legal case on his end where he could potentially do some jail time. And I think that also takes a mental toll on him. That's something else that he's brought to our marriage that, you know, he's put his family at jeopardy. You know, I think that takes a mental toll on him as well. Like, I messed up. He's created a lot of our big, major problems in our marriage have been, you know, him just kind of making mistakes. And every time, like, I've been like, okay, we can get past this. We can get past this. And I think he's just kind of like, I'm tired of doing the work. And he'll tell you, like, I don't have no fight in me. And I'm like, bro, you got to fight. Like, that's the only way you're going to get out of this. And I'll tell him, you need to leave this woman. You need to run from this woman. You're running from the wrong woman. And he'll run right back to her. That's pretty much sums up like the last month. All of this has happened so quickly. I don't know how to, like, obviously I cry almost every day because I'm like, man, this changed all so fast. So I do believe that this is not the end of my marriage. I do. And I know people think I'm crazy for that. And yeah, so my question, I guess, would say, like, I just advise for like me, our marriage, and then to him, because he is going to watch this video back. I know he is.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that was a mouthful.
Oh, no. It's fine. It's fine.
Did you say he's a dweller? Sorry for interrupting. Just wanted to double check that you said that.
He is a dweller.
She said that he watches the content.
Not a dweller.
Yes.
Watch the
watching the content and being a dweller are two different things.
Absolutely.
But I will say, like, up until this point, anything, you know, like when he does watch the videos, he does put it into play up until this last month and a half, whenever he just started doing what he's doing and what he's got going on.
Okay. No worries. Okay. So, Alicia, thank you so much for bringing this to the attention of our community, right? And being vulnerable enough to get some perspective and just being brave enough to process it with us. I never take that for granted.
Thank you.
I want to know exactly what you want from me. I want to give you exactly what you need today.
Honestly, I don't know if I know exactly what I'm looking for. I think I'm just more looking for like insight.
Okay.
Everybody's told me, like, up until this point, like, you just got to move on. And I think I'm tired of, like, I want somebody to tell me, like, you know, I can fight for this. I do believe that God has told me, like, this is just a season of my marriage. I do believe that. I've heard that. And I believe that my husband has gotten insight on that too. I think he knows that this is just a season. I think I just more of like some light, maybe. I don't really know. And then I think my most important part is maybe giving him something, maybe an encouragement for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no worries. Well, the first thing I wanna share with you is that I love you, and I want to ensure that you protect your heart and that you are protected in this. Even if you feel like God said that this is a season that you're going through, you don't have to let this man play in your face.
Right.
Right? So like you getting a job, you moving out and creating that distance. Look in the camera. I want your eyes. Thank you. I want you to know that you are not to be played with. Like if he's going through this season and he needs to, fall from a 5-story roof and break all the bones in his body to repent and then be like, okay, Lord, I'll never do it again. You don't need to jump off the roof with him. Okay. This man is highly unstable right now. His disrespect is, I know you don't have any anger, but if you're my little sister, I got all the anger as your big brother. So you can be just as sweet as you want to be, but no, ma'am. Me and the homies will pull up on him, put him in the trunk, drive him to the mountains, and be like, my nigga, you got one more time to play in my sister's face like this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
the disrespect is crazy. You don't deserve to be disrespected. Okay? That's not part of, I don't care what the Lord said. You don't have to be disrespected.
I think with that is I don't know. To be honest, this has shown me I don't know my value as a woman.
Oh, yes. I'm so glad you're aware.
I know that because I feel like if I did know my value, I would have thought, I think I would have walked away a lot easier.
Uh-huh.
I do know that I do have a codependency on my husband. I know that, and it could be a little bit of toxic. It could be. And I know I have a fear that I'm getting ready to move out, and I know like I'm going to have to face that as soon as I move out.
Yep.
And so I've been telling him like, you can just tell me this is a prank and that I don't have to move, and that I don't have to face myself.
Right.
But it sucks because like everybody that I get close to, they get like snatched up right out of my life, and my husband has been the one that's been my, he's been my rock through like a lot. And so the fact that he's switching up is like, okay, wait.
It's destabilizing.
Now I don't know who to. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let me say
Sorry.
this. Part of my interruption. I'm gonna say something, and it might make you want to hang up the line. Okay, so I'm just telling you that right now. Hopefully it doesn't, but it might. All right. So since first of all, the self-awareness is glorious. I just want to run through the video and hug you for being aware. Like, hey, I might have some codependency here. I have some enmeshment here with this man, right? And I have low self-worth, right? Which has allowed me to even allow this man to do this and play in my face, right? With this PlayStation avatar, right? Don't get me started. Right. The big bro is right at my neck right now, okay? So knowing that you have that codependency, is there the most remote possibility that what you feel like you're hearing from God could be informed by that codependency?
So it's funny you say that because I thought the same thing too.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, is this me just wanting to be with my husband because I don't know any different? Or is it God really speaking, So I asked God to show me a sign. I said, God, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I said, God, I want to be able to stand on something. I want to make sure it's not just me, my own desires. Please show me a sign that this is where it's supposed to, I'm going to walk through this with my husband. And Tim, when I tell you, I've seen sign after sign after sign after sign after, and I'm like, God, okay, but see, I'm like, God, okay, but it still hasn't processed in my mind that it's gonna happen.
Yep.
But God keeps showing me this sign, and it's so crazy that I told God to show me a sign that my husband even prayed too. He asked God to show him a sign, and just yesterday he seen the sign. So that's how I know, like, that it is God.
Okay.
But I also know that God is calling us to a separation season, and that's where I'm like, okay, but no, God, that's
Yes.
where I don't want to do it.
Okay, great. But you know, obedience is better than sacrifice, so get the hell out of there.
I do. I know.
All right? Because I don't want you in a house with a man that doesn't know how to treat you.
But I feel like deep down he does. He just doesn't want to. Or not that he doesn't want to, like that he's struggling with himself.
Well, he gonna have to struggle alone.
And see, that's where I struggle too, because I feel like it's not good for him to be alone.
No, ma'am. This is your codependency talking. So I'm gonna be very firm with you right now, okay? And if this gets uncomfortable for you, just let me know.
Okay.
I will not allow your codependency on this man to keep giving him excuses as to why you should stay with him. You have to leave that house. I know you don't want to leave. It brings up fear.
Okay.
It brings up fear. It brings up insecurities. It brings up, there's going to be a detachment. But you drawing closer to God means simultaneously you have to draw away from him. And I know you don't want to do it. And it is going to be hard. And you are going to have to be brave. And you are going to have to do it scared. But you have to do this. You cannot stay
I worry
in.
about my son too.
Say that again.
I worry about my son too, that he's gonna, we're separating homes and
Yep, he'll be all right.
his dad every day.
How old is he?
He's one.
He'll be
He's
all
not
right.
gonna remember,
Yeah,
but
he gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. Say daddy's away at a trip. He gonna be all right. You need a tribe that's gonna help you do this. I don't want you to do this alone, okay? So I need you to have a support group because you're gonna try to talk yourself out of this 10 more times even after you hang up this phone. I know you don't want to do this. And it's the right thing for you to do. You have to do this. You cannot stay in the house with a sick man.
I just don't understand why he can't just give the woman up.
Because he has an emotional, he told you to your face he has an emotional affair with her and you don't want to believe him. He already told you.
But how can you have an emotional attachment with somebody you met 1 month ago?
Because Satan is real, Alicia. Because we open up doors. The door can be cracked so small that even a PlayStation account can get in. He don't need much.
Right.
This man has historically struggled with lust. He has not treated his brokenness. This is the result. He could have went to Office Depot to print off some copies and fell in love with the damn clerk. It don't matter.
Right.
He could have went to get some food from Jack. He could have got them greasy ass tacos from Jack in the Box. 2 tacos for $1, and he still would have wound up cheating on you, emotionally, physically, or whatever. A man or a woman that doesn't work on themselves gets worked over by the enemy. So you want it to make sense. This don't make no damn sense.
Right.
You're trying to appeal to his logic, but nothing about the demonic is logical.
Right. Right.
Of course, 1 + 1. There's at least 10 dudes in the chat that's like, this nigga too fine to be going through this. They'll take you right now with the baby in your stomach. They'll take your 1-year-old and the baby in your stomach just off what they see on this video right now. She fine. Why is she with that nigga? I'll take her now. But that makes too much sense.
Right.
So stop trying to rationalize something that cannot be rationalized with this clown.
Right.
Now, let me read you the verse that the Lord gave me to let you know how much of a non-dweller bro really is, okay? I don't care how much content he's listened to. I'm going to start from, this is Jacob, which we also call James, the book of James, Jacob. chapter number 1, starting at the 22nd verse. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, hear me, deluding yourselves. 23. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man. Oh, let me remix it for this call. He is like your husband who looks at his natural face in a mirror. For once he looks at himself and goes away, he immediately forgets what sort of person he was.
Mm.
But the one who looks intently into the perfect Torah, the Torah that gives freedom and continues in it, not becoming a hearer who forgets, but a doer who acts, he shall be blessed in what he does. He can go back to the beginning from 2.5 years ago and listen to every damn clip Hector's ever put out.
Mm-hmm.
But if he puts down the phone and walks away and does the opposite, he's a hearer and not a doer. Ain't nobody can call themselves a real dweller. I don't mind people having a struggle, but you ain't gonna fall in love with the damn PlayStation avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And then sit you down and tell you to your face, I'm having an emotional affair. I'm not gonna stop. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Abort the baby. This is why bro would get put in the trunk. I'm just telling you. And if he sees this, he gonna be thinking, oh, I don't like that nigga Tim no more. He talking all reckless, blah, 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 disrespecting me, blah, 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 blah. Bro brought this on himself.
He was fully expecting for you to convict him.
Of course.
Whatever you say. So
If he been watching the content, he already know he about to get ethered.
yeah, when I told him, he was like, I'm cooked. And I
Yeah,
was like,
hell yeah, he's cooked.
yeah.
So now let me look in this camera and talk to your husband, which you slipped up and said his name. I ain't gonna say it again, but I listen to everything. I already know old boy's name start with an R. I ain't gonna say it again. Okay? But since you are one of them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro, this is your one and only chance to tell this woman that you've been having an emotional affair with that the relationship is severed. This is your one and only chance to repent and I'm not saying one and only chance like the Lord ain't gonna forgive you and all this kind of stuff, but my sister is leaving this house because you don't respect her as your wife. Not only is she my sister, she's God's daughter. You have broken your marriage vows. You have dishonored your wife. You have dishonored your son. You've dishonored your son or your child that's on the way, and actually formed your lips to say that you don't want this child to be born. All because you want the fleeting pleasures of sin. This is your one and only chance to repent before things change for you. Fall on the rock, lest the rock fall on you.
Mm.
You have no reason, no logical reason to see this through so that you can have what? A bigger testimony? How much you need to lose, my nigga?
Right.
You want to lose your wife and your children so you can have a testimony? God put me through all this. And because I'm going to tell you, by the time she get by herself and the Lord finish working on her, she's not going to be dependent on you. And if you take for granted and think, where's she going? I've been with her since she was 16. She ain't going to ever be with nobody else. My nigga, she'll wake up one day and get amnesia to you. Somebody will come scoop her up and you will be lost in the sauce. If you want to become Future to somebody else's Russell Wilson, keep playing. You about to be Future. Mm-hmm. And that's about to be Sierra with Russell Wilson. She ain't got to come back to you. This is your one and only chance, my boy. If you knew you was going to get cooked and you needed me to hear, and you needed to hear it from me, you've heard it from me. You won't hear it twice. This is your one and only chance to disavow this relationship. Tell old girl you've made an egregious mistake, The community has now come after you. Since you say you a dweller, the community has now stood at attention. We looking you right in your face and we telling you, you are now in breach of a sin that is akin to 1 Corinthians chapter number 5. And if it's not something you want to repent from, we are handing you over to Satan so that your soul might be saved in the last day. You will be excommunicated. That's where you are, and I got biblical grounds to stand on it. Your move, homeboy. All righty then.
It's so crazy because I haven't been like that mean with him or like that stern with him. I've just been showing like grace, like still doing everything that I do as a wife.
Alicia, can I tell you something? What I just extended to bro was grace. We think God's grace is he keeps letting us play in his mess. God's grace is catching you.
Mm-hmm.
That's God's grace. He disciplines those he loves.
Right.
What we don't want is a Romans 1 situation where we hand you over to a reprobate mind, because then you're screwed. Being cooked is one thing. There's still grace. Screwed is when we don't F with you no more.
Mm-hmm.
And bro's on the verge of that.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking though, because I literally see my spouse just like running to destruction, you know?
That's hard.
I want to save him.
That's heartbreaking. See, I can meet you there. That nobody wants to see their spouse, right?
No.
Driving off of a cliff. That's horrible. But we don't got to be in the car.
No. But it's crazy because I, for whatever reason, can't get out the freaking car.
Well,
like,
yes, you can. You've already so beautifully expressed. And there's nothing better than just owning, like, I have a codependency. You've been with bro since you were 16. Y'all been through a lot.
Okay.
Y'all been through a lot. But bro don't get to take you for granted like this.
No.
He's making an egregious assumption that you about to be somewhere where he's always put you. But he gonna turn around and you ain't gonna be there. So let me just say this. This is already difficult just in isolation. But please don't let this nigga run this game on you. Actions speak louder than words. Stop paying attention to what bro says and just listen to what he does.
Right.
Him telling you not to have this baby is enough to get him punched in the mouth.
Well, I think with that, it's kind of like a part of me feels like I don't want this baby either right now, just because I feel like the timing's wrong. I don't want to have another child with him right now. I'm only keeping it because like because God says so. That's the only reason why I'm keeping it. But I feel like the timing's off.
There's never a great time to have a baby.
Right.
Y'all could be multimillionaires with the best marriage of all time and about to open up another 1,500 franchises of Smoothie King in Australia. And it won't be a good time. Because now you got to fly over there and open up all the stores and train up employees. Stop.
Right.
For bro to look you in the face and tell you to abort your child, y'all ain't 16 years old. Y'all married? He telling you to abort a child birthed out of covenant? Conceived out of covenant? Man, please.
I tell him all the time too, I'm like, you're going to regret what you say, and this child's going to come out to be like your best friend, and you're going to regret every time that you said this to me. Yeah. And he's just, I don't know. I think the part that angers me the most is that I am carrying his child, and I'm about to be in my second trimester, and not once has he asked me like, hey, how are you doing? With morning sickness, can I get you some water? Are you craving anything? But I know like he's asking her like how her day's going and all of those things. And it's just like,
get out.
This girl has been here for 1 month and I've been here for 8 years. Like, bro.
Get out. Get out.
You gotta go, sis.
You gotta go, sis. See you later.
You gotta go.
Get out.
Bye.
Get
Alrighty.
out.
Bye.
You can get out the car physically right now.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
You can go.
Get out. We will send the homies up there to help you pack. I will pay for your moving expenses.
We'll live stream it.
Get out.
Please get out.
Peace.
I'm trying, guys.
I know it. I know you are.
You
I know
are.
you are.
You are.
And I ain't trying to push you too hard. I'm just telling you, I think you need to hear from your brothers that this ain't right. You haven't had enough self-esteem for yourself. I just want you to hear from your brothers. We would never allow you to stay in a situation like this. We would never let a man treat you like this. The squad would have to pull up.
Can I ask one more question before we get off this live?
Of course you may.
Okay, so knowing that, what he's doing, I mean, deep down, like, isn't there a chance that, like, maybe he still does, like, have love for me or, like, does love me even though he's doing this? Or you think, like,
I think he can. He don't know how.
Okay.
And you ain't gonna be around to help him figure it out. He does not get to experiment on you.
Okay.
That's malpractice.
Okay.
He doesn't get to do it. I'm not saying he don't love you. He don't know how.
Right.
Would you let
And do you figure out how to love somebody just by, like, time or, like, getting closer to God?
This man needs to repent. He's in sin.
Right.
He can't get closer to God till he repents of his sins. He's in sin. Like, that's the spiritual side. He's already flagrant on if I just left this on the hood side, he would get boopity bopped up right now. The homies would come scoop him up, take him up to the mountains, and we two-piece, bro, and let him walk back down the mountain by himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's just on a hood level. I'm a believer. He's in sin, and he cannot follow God until he repents.
Okay.
So if you take the clip of what I said and run it back for bro, and he goes, he right, yeah, I knew I was gonna get cooked, and still don't do it, get out of there. He ain't ready.
Okay.
He ain't ready, and he does not get to experiment on my sister. Period. I'm not. Now, you grown woman. If you go back, ultimately, we can't do nothing. I can't go in there and snatch you out like Genesis chapter number 19. I'm not one of the angels, and I can't come snatch you out and you Lot's wife, and you like, but I love him. And if you turn around and want to turn into a pillar of salt, that's on you. I can't do nothing about that. I'm just telling you from here through this video, nah, he don't get to have you like that and experiment on you and keep breaking your heart, talking to this chick in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to stop. No, bro is flagrant. Bro ain't, nah. He gets excommunicated. Can't call himself no dweller. I can't do nothing about what I don't know. Once I know, yeah, he ain't no dweller. He sees some of my content. He ain't no dweller. If that nigga had on if he had on a sweater, I tell him to take it off. He get checked just like he would in the hood. Hey, cuz, come off the sweater. Come out the sweater, dog. Oh, I got some of your merch. Take the merch off, dog. Oh, I got those Air Max 97, the basement. Nah, nigga, come up out that, dog. You can't even wear it.
I will say, ever since he started doing this stuff with this girl, he don't want to watch her content
You
anymore.
damn right he don't. That's exactly right.
He knows. So
Oil and water don't mix. Oil and water don't mix. Light has nothing to do with darkness.
Mm-hmm. What are we sitting in darkness for when we can get in light? But I guess whatever.
Again, sis, you thinking logically. And people that are wrapped up in sin, they ain't thinking logically. When you in darkness, anything you feel you think is safe. Flick the lights on, you might be touching a grenade. But when you groping in the dark, you like, oh, that feels good. Turn the lights on, it's a doggone alligator.
Right.
You petting the damn alligator that's about to knock your, clamp your mouth off.
Yeah.
Alicia,
I told him, I was like, I don't know how you don't see this woman like as a trap or destruction and pulling you away from your family. And he'll just say, I just need to get closer to God. That's all he says.
Yeah, because
But like, I literally see her as a trap.
can I ask Alicia? Can I ask you a question, my friend?
Yeah.
Did you please refresh my memory? Did you say that there's been times where he's been like you're being very calm with him and cool and collected, and he gets really irritable? Did I hear you say that?
Like whenever I'm questioning him about something, or what are you referring to?
I'm trying to remember if you were sharing that when you were telling us about like anytime you talked to him about something and he would get irritable or maybe kind of angry about some things.
In the beginning, like he was very angry with me. He didn't want like anything to do with me. Like didn't want to touch me, didn't want me to hug him, none of that.
Oh, okay.
Now he's like more. I'm usually like this with him. I don't get like angry with him. It takes a lot for me to like start yelling at him about this situation. I do nag about it.
Yeah,
I will say that. Like every time he's texting her, I'll be like, "Are you texting your girlfriend?" Like I do bring it up every time. But no, he gets irritable in certain areas, and he'll just be like, "I don't want to talk about this." That's what what he'll do.
Only reason I bring that up, as somebody who has had infidelity, as somebody who has been the one in the relationship that hid a lot, right? As a man, anytime I was living in sin, I was always irritable and always angry because I was afraid to fully admit that I'm the problem. So I would project and lash out on my gorgeous wife, who is a snow queen. Like, this girl ain't done nothing wrong, deserves none of it. And I would lash out, and is demonic. It's just so wrong. So like, I don't know if, I know we've said
That's why I said I think it's more of a coping mechanism for him. And he'll tell you like, I bury this pain real deep so I don't have to, he'll tell you like, I bury it so I don't have to face it. And he started smoking again too. And I think that's another coping mechanism for him as well.
Of course it is. But the last thing I'll say, and because I don't think we've said this actual word, and I think it might be helpful for you to hear. I know we've said emotional affair, right? He's had the emotional affair. Homeboy is cheating on you right now. Like, you're being cheated on. You already have every right to leave. So my sister, Alicia, you are being cheated on right now. And I'm just saying, as a brother, this is where Tim, my mentor, can come in and correct me if I'm saying something way out of pocket. You can leave now. You have every right. And just as a brother talking to my sister, listen, I know you're self-aware that you're codependent. All right, cool. I'm super happy you're self-aware. Now get the hell out. If we're going to be this self-aware, if you're going to be like, yeah, I'm self-aware, that's dope. That's so cool. Get the hell out of there. He's cheating on you.
Yeah, I'll say this before we wrap up. And the reason why you have to do it is because if you don't, you're just doing what he's doing in a different way.
There you go. There it is.
He knows everything he's doing right now is cheating, emotional gaslighting, all the things, but yet he's like, just pray for me. You're over here going like, I know he's doing all this kind of stuff, but I really believe God's going to do something. Somebody has to break the pattern.
Right.
And right now, you're the only one in a position to do it.
Okay.
Be strong.
Well, I move out on April 4th. So.
Okay. All right.
Praise him.
April 4th is coming. We are praying for you. Please stay in touch with us.
Yeah.
The community, like Discord, is like, you got brothers and sisters in there that want to hold you down. We want to pray for you. We want to make sure you have everything you need. You are not in this alone, okay?
Amen.
Thank you guys.
We love you, sis.
You guys have a great day. Love you guys.
Hey, and tell bro I love him, but I don't like him.
Hey.
Let him know, okay? Yeah, let him know.
Alrighty.
Okay, love you, girl.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Bye. Ciao.
There's no way, dude.
Dog, come on,
There's
dog.
no way, bro.
Come on, dog. April 4th couldn't come faster.
Hey, everyone's
I'm like,
everyone's triggered in the
2
chat.
weeks. I'm like, 2
everyone
weeks.
is triggered in the chat, bro.
Hey,
Just
man,
to keep it a buck.
everything
Everyone's triggered.
Hey, everybody, I don't like when people play with my people. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And and if I listen, I think this is the first time I felt a way about I have paid full price for the level of vulnerability I walk in.
Right.
And I know everybody's on different levels of the journey with us. I don't expect somebody to come in that just ran across a piece of my content last month and to have 27 years of my journey with therapy and counseling, or 29 years of a relationship with God. Hey, man, but don't call yourself no dweller.
That was crazy sauce.
And this is how you doing your wife.
100th floor.
You don't get to look me in my, like, you can't call yourself, like, you can't call yourself that.
Nope.
Call yourself anything else. This is now Frank Lucas, played by Denzel. Hey, call it Nikki Barnes. Call it anything else. Call it Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Call it Pepsi. Call it Red Magic. Don't call it brand Blue Magic. It's a brand name.
Real talk.
Don't call yourself a dweller. That's a brand name. We pay full price for this.
This is hard work.
Everybody down here trying to stop doing the stuff that you willingly are doing. We don't play that.
No, bro.
We don't play that.
No.
So, all right, it's 11:55.
Damn.
I got to get on with Chris Voss at 12. I'm doing a fireside chat with my mentor, Chris Voss.
Is it going to be live for people to watch, or is it private?
Well, if they got the link, they'll be on it. But I got to have a 5-minute transition so I can get over there and do that with him. With that said, play my outro music,
Play the
Hector.
outro.
Man.
Yo.
Hey, let me tell you what this solidified for me today. I'm about this wide open life.
Yes, we are.
I'm about this dweller life, and I ain't gonna let nobody come in here and bastardize it.
Nope.
Somebody come in here and misrepresent it. We ain't on none of that. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of Hector Guerrero,
Love
on
you
behalf
guys.
of Derek Santiago,
Love you.
on behalf of Juliana Buendia Karlovich, I have been Timothy Charles Ross. We'll see you on Friday. Mañana, wide open. Abierto. Paz.